Never that, man. My bad. What up, everyone? Another week. We are back. We had some technical difficulties going on, y'all. What up? What up, Water? I end up Gizzle. We end up having some technical difficulties. But we are here. We are here, man. God damn it, y'all. We got an exciting show for y'all. I got a topic that I can't wait to talk about. I know it's gonna be near and dear and passionate to Gizzle, as so many things are. But first of all, the week in review. I'll kick it off. I had a great interview. For anybody who has not seen the Slink Johnson interview, man, it was a dope interview. Dude is fucking hilarious. We had a ball yesterday, man. Super dope interview. Great brother, great spirit. We talked about comedy, parenthood, just all around super dope ass nigga, man. If you have not checked out the Slink Johnson interview, I'm gonna put it in the link sometime before we get up the show is over with. Just great recording, getting ready for the show. Talking Gizzle off of legends behind the scene, but what else is new? But it's been a great week for me. I'm looking good. I'm back, baby. Gizzle, talk to the people. What's happening? What you up to?
This is the week before I go back to work. So I tried to make sure I get some rest, but I wasn't. Like Monday, it was go. Tuesday, I feel like I did something Tuesday. Wednesday was the only day I was able to like chill. But the only reason I was able to chill Wednesday was because had a photo shoot scheduled. My makeup artist canceled my photo shoot. Yesterday I had a facial, so you know my skin is skinning, my face is facing, right? And today I just went to the gym, you know, celebrated a friend's birthday, and now I'm here. And Monday I go back to work full time.
Wait a minute. Monday? You go back to work?
Mm-hmm.
No.
This is my last week of freedom. And I ain't did nothing. I ain't went on no dates or nothing, Lord.
Okay.
Because they don't ask me to go on dates, Mac.
No, they don't. We're going to talk about that. Hey, ladies, why are these niggas not asking y'all out on dates? We're going to get into that. But today's topic is this. The death of a gentleman. Is chivalry dead? I got a lot of people who say it is dead and gone. We're going to talk about that shit. What up, though? Coco was in the building. What up? Joanna from the D as always, man. Love y'all ladies, man. All right, ladies, it's great to kick this one off. I'm gonna let me get it. Let me get this one here. What a week in review. Current affairs. What y'all think really quick, Gizzle? I know, but if we're gonna touch on it really quick about Kamala Harris, and her running for president. How you feel about that, Gizzle?
You know, I was very doubtful at first. I'm not going to hold you. Not because I think it's impossible for her to win. I just know that this is still a very racist country. But to see so many people rallying behind her and the vision and just even accepting her as a person that is capable of doing this job, and even the comparison of her being a persecutor and, you know, Trump being a felon, I love it. I love the energy that's behind it. It feels very 2008-ish. Like it feels very Obama-ish. Even seeing the white people, the white men and the white women rallying behind her. I'm hopeful. I was gonna vote for whoever wasn't Trump regardless. Like I can't.
You can't do Donnie. You can't do another year.
It's not about. It's bigger than Donald Trump. I just think about how much we lost in the last couple of years because of the litigation of Republicans. Body autonomy. I've never been pregnant. I don't know if I'll ever be pregnant. But if I were to get pregnant by some means that were unpleasant, right? I shouldn't have to go to a different state in order to seek counsel about that, you know? And so I have a person that I know who considered crossing the borders to get an abortion, but ended up having the child because we live in a state that deals with that. And so it's disheartening that years and years and years of work that's been done politically is being overturned with these legislations that have been turned under the administration of the Republicans. I'm not pro-Republican or pro-Democrat. I'm pro what's right for everybody and what's best for everybody. And you're not gonna like the policies of any party. You're not gonna like all the policies of any politician, but you have to make the choice that is gonna be more for the good of all. And so, hey man, I'm empowered. I'm energized behind it, and I just hope that we keep this going on.
All right, all right, all right. I'm interested to see how this is gonna play out for. I am interested to see, but at the same time, I'm not gonna be a prisoner of the moment. And when I say that, as in, okay, we all decided a woman of color, black woman, and oh yeah, let's automatically run and say, hey, that's the side of the fence that we're gonna be on. I got to see again, what policies you're gonna push because I'm like you, Gizzle. I'm agnostic. I like the policies. Who's gonna push the best policies, not the person, because all
Yeah.
of them going
But
going.
I think that Donald Trump doesn't have policies. And I think that's the problem. Donald Trump and the Republican Party do not have a whole bunch of policies they're pushing. Their campaign up until this point has been Biden is old, Biden is sick. Y'all shouldn't vote for sick. But and that's why they're frazzled. They're struggling. They don't know they're pulling at. Oh, Kamala's anti-Semitic. Kamala's husband's Jewish. What are you even talking about? Like they're pulling. She got to the top by sleeping her way to the top. What are you saying? How can a person with no children run a country? Like they're just pulling stuff out of their asses at this point to disregard the accomplishments that she has made as a senator and as all the different political positions that she's played. Just because they're frazzled. And anyway, I have thoughts in regards to. I'm not a super duper political person. I think politics as a whole are pretty much crooked, whether it's Democrat or Republican. But like I said, sometimes you have to make choices that are for the betterment of all people and have everybody's best interest at hand. It's that old adage, if you have one person tied to a train track and you can push the train track and save that one person versus if you push the train track, everybody that's on the train gonna die. What do you gotta do? You gonna save the train. I'm sorry, that one person has to die for the good of all. And so and I hate to put the die analogy there, but it's like you got to make the choice. It's gonna be for the betterment of everybody, and not just a few. So, listen, those are my thoughts on that.
I respect, but I'm not gonna just bash the Republicans because there are some things I do. I like some of their conservative views. I do. I think sometimes Democratic can be too liberal. I ain't with all of that liberal shit, but you know what I'm saying. So I do see some value and when Donald Trump was in office, my taxes were a lot better. But that's another conversation for another day. All right, let's get into the good stuff, y'all. How do you define chivalry in today's context? Let me kick it off. I am under the auspice and the mindset that chivalry the definition, the core of it, of what it is, should never change. I was always taught it was about being considerate, being respectful. A gentleman never goes out of style. It's simple as in, hey, I'm going to invite you out. I'm going to be considerate. I'm going to open your doors. If I'm going to invite you, I'm going to pay for your meals. I'm going to take interest in the conversation. I'm going to make sure you get home. I'm going to make sure you're engaged. I'm going to make sure, hey, can you remind me? Or if I'm dropping you off, I'm going to sit there and wait for you to walk yourself in your home. Or I'm going to ask you, text me when you get home. And if I don't hear from you, I'm going to follow up. To me, the gentleman has always and always has and always should be about consideration is the core. So I don't understand, to me, the modern in today's context is to be the same. Respect, consideration. It's about making sure that that woman is feeling protected and cared for while she's in your proximity. It ain't got nothing to do with tricking. It ain't got nothing to do with all that other goofy shit that people now have taken it and perverted the term gentleman. Oh, he just a trick ass nigga. Well, if you tricking because you bought her a meal, you tricking because you opened her door, you tricking because my nigga, you made sure she got home, you tricking because you put a plan together to take that woman out. Well, then I'm gonna be a trick ass nigga because I tell you what, don't nobody win more than the gentleman. So I'll have always that's tricking. I like the trick then because I believe in being a gentleman and showing the utmost respect. Gizzle, You are on the other end of that, and we opine a lot about these niggas ain't shit today. We do. We do a lot of that off script. Some things we share, some things we can't share. But what we can share, what do you define, just as far as shivering today's context? Where do you fill in from where I left off?
I think that you kind of hit the head on the nail, but I think that if we're getting to the core, being chivalrous is all the things that you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you hit the definition on the head, but I think the problem is that you don't have fathers in these homes
Uh-oh. Me and
teaching
Slink just talked about
the
that.
teaching the young men how to be chivalrous, how to be gentlemen, what it is
Preach.
to be. And it's so funny. It's so funny that you brought this up and that this is our conversation for this week, because I was online on my Facebook page, and I posed a question to my unmarried male friends. And the question simply was, to my unmarried male friends, do you desire to be married and a husband? Why or why not? And it's like most of them, I think everybody except for one person said, yes, I desire to be married. And I said, well, do you desire to be married or do you desire to be a husband? Because there's a difference between just simply being married versus being a husband. There are duties and responsibility that a husband carries. And I said, I can only speak from my personal experience and the experience of me and my homegirls, but growing up in the church context, women are socialized to be wives and mothers. Not
Right.
always perfectly,
Right.
right?
Right.
And I'm not saying we get the perfect model of how to do, but we're socialized to be wives and mothers. We're socialized to, when we have a male friend that comes over to our house and they come over, we fix their plate. We're socialized to ask him if he wants a cool drink. We're socialized to do these things. These are things that we're socialized to do. Who teaches young men to become husbands? Who teaches young men to become gentlemen? If they're not taught these things, how will they know to behave in this way? If it's not required of them, what incentive do they have for behaving in this way? And so what you have right now is a generation of women who are accepting less from these men because these men don't know better. And so for me, I think that you know, gentlemen aren't necessarily dead. I just think that they are dying because no one's teaching that information to them.
Mm.
Yeah.
You brought up a good point. Let's stay there. Yeah, on my interview yesterday, my chat yesterday with Slink Johnson, we talked about fatherhood. We talked about these men taking your punk ass back home. Take your punk ass back home. Be fathers. Because to your point, Tami, who's going to teach these men how to do certain things? You have to have an example. Because so you don't think what the world is telling you is weak and that's punk shit. You got a father that showed you, hey, open the door for a lady. It's simple. If you saw your dad doing that, you saw your dad being considerate. Hey, are you good? Are you okay? Hey, make sure your grandmother got that's okay. Make sure this, then the third. Let the lady sit down first, then you sit down. Those things, like putting the chair behind her, making sure she's good. Those are things that your father teaches you, and you are right. The number one instructor of the family is the father. And if his punk ass ain't going home, then the women don't know what they should really be having. What is the template, Dad? I don't have one. And the boys, shit, I don't know. It's whatever these rappers told me. Well, you know, that's not what you want to emulate. So good stuff, Gizzle, on that. I'm really passionate about that. So good stuff. Let's get to the chat and see what we got. I think we got a lot of people fired up about this topic tonight. Yes, all right, Melissa Golden, welcome in, Melissa. And dating chivalry can be through courtesy, can be shown through courtesy, thoughtfulness to demonstrate respect, trust, compassion, and commitment. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's see, Coco. I've accomplished what I wanted to. I want you to know that you are special and one of the kind. I also want you to know. Oh, that's good. Y'all showing love amongst each other. Oh, how sweet.
Chat got friends. Chat friends.
Chat friends. hey, chat friends. The world's greatest chat got friends. That's dope. I love to see the chat friends. Opening doors, holding seats, offering jackets, umbrellas, practicing table etiquette, turning off your phone, remembering something significant, unexpected flowers. All right, Melissa Golden.
I mean, it's a very simple template. It's just that if you don't know,
you don't know.
You don't know.
All right, Melissa goes on. She says, all right, let me see. I think she got more to say. All right, let me see. Unexpected. Okay, she already said that. I read that one. All right, well, my girl Joanna says a lot of guys don't know how to be a gentleman. If the example is not present, they won't know what to do. That is correct. That is correct. That is correct. Tony G is in the building. Yes, sir. God damn it. It don't start till Tony G get here. All right. Let's see. Melissa says, opening door, holding seats, offering jackets, some breath. For some reason, that keeps coming up. Table etiquette.
I think she had to type it out more than once. You could tell by the emoji.
Okay. All right. I think if you're going to church, the men of the church should teach gentlemen how to act. Man, Tony, now you know we talked about.
You would love. I mean, that is beautiful in theory, but the churches do not teach these men what it is to be men. As a matter of fact, a lot of the churches cause these men to behave in an effeminate manner because who are the majority of people that attend church?
Women.
So it's a weird kind of interesting dynamic that happens there. And I'm speaking as for somebody that a lot of my homeboys are chaplains, the military chaplains, hospital chaplains. A lot of my homeboys are pastors. I know it. I know that energy, and it's interesting. An associate of mine has started a club called Boys in the Woods. And this Boys in the Woods organization that they have is just men coming together and dealing with their traumas, communicating with each other, and making each other better men. That is what needs to be happening in churches and in spaces in general, but we don't have that. I have another one of my homeboys from college. He started an organization called Top Start, First Start. I can't remember the name of it. Shout out to my boy Tosin. Okay. Antoine Knight. He's actually running right now for school board chair in Detroit, but he's done amazing work. He takes those boys down to a college every year. Every year he takes his boy. But we don't have the men in the community taking the kids that don't have the example under their wings and teaching them how to be men. And so it's hard to expect this chivalrous behavior from people that don't know no better and aren't taught no better, and nobody in the community is holding them accountable to learn this information and to be better and do better. So it's, yeah. Because a woman can't teach a man how to be a man. I'm sorry. A woman cannot teach a man how to be a man because a woman don't know what it means to be a man. So.
Good stuff. All right, next up. Hey, good stuff, chat. Keep it coming. Tony, you are right. Churches do nothing really. Yeah, don't get me started. We talked about that ad nauseum last week. Y'all know how I feel about the pulpit pastors. If you haven't, go watch last week. Not a fan of them. All right. Is there a difference between being chivalrous and being respectful? How do you distinguish between the two? First of all, there is no two, because in order to be chivalrous, you have to be respectful. So to me, I don't believe there's a dichotomy between I'm being chivalrous and I'm being respectful, unless I'm missing it. I don't know if
I'm going to disagree with you on that one.
Well, let me.
Oh, go ahead, but I'm gonna go disagree.
Unless I'm being wrong. Now, again, chivalrous and being, because what I'm thinking chivalrous. To me, and again, you're a woman. You're on the receiving end of this. But to me, the core of being chivalrous is having respect and being considerate and thoughtful. Mm-hmm. So let me get your take on that, because maybe I'm saying it wrong. Because again, I'm not the receiving end. So you go ahead.
So I made this one of my standards for men in general, right?
Okay. All
right. Because chivalry is all good, fine, and dandy, but sometimes chivalry is conditional, Matt. And this is as somebody who receives this, right? Sometimes chivalry is conditional. Okay. So one of the rules that I made for men that I potentially date, they have to respect all women, not just women that they're attracted to, not just women that are their family members or are their close friends, all women. That means you're not calling women B's and hoes and H's and everything like that. If you would. So I think that there's definitely a difference between chivalry and respect, because you can be chivalrous, you can be respectful to somebody without necessarily being chivalrous in the romantic sense of it. So I definitely think that there's a difference, and I think that a lot of guys don't see it that way, because it's when we're talking about dating, it's a lot of games that goes along with dating. There's a lot of push and pull that goes along with dating, and so part of people's game, not all of them, but some of the people that are not true and genuine in their intentions, their game is to play that really chivalrous role initially, right? But they're playing a role. They don't really respect nobody, and as soon as that situation doesn't work in their favor, they're no longer respectful in that situation. they become very disrespectful. The things they say, the things they do become very disrespectful. So I definitely think there's a difference between it. So like I said, a rule for me, for people I date, they have to respect all women, not just women that they're attracted to, want to sleep with, but all women. Okay. That's, I think, is a difference.
Okay, I see what you're saying between being respected, because you can be so chivalrous in the act of I'm being chivalrous because to get to the end result or whatever I'm trying to accomplish, versus you just being a respectful person to all women.
All women.
Got
All
it.
women.
Got it. Thank you for putting that. I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. I'm thinking that for me, I'm already respectful to all women, and if I'm pursuing you, you get the chivalry. But you're
Yeah.
talking about
A lot of men are not respectful to all women, and I think that's the. I think we're in this generation of men who don't like women for real, and I don't mean like not are sexually attracted to them, but like don't like women as humans, like. And so if they want something from them, they can be respectful, they can be chivalrous, they can do all those things. But if they don't want anything from them, the way they treat and speak about these women, and I've heard it, it's utterly disrespectful. And I think I hear it because I'm a girl that's friends with a lot of guys, and I hear them. I hear how they speak about the ones that just want to smash. I hear how they speak about the ones they like. It's a complete stark contrast. It's not respectful. And I'm sitting there looking at them like, I don't think you in a position today. You don't respect women. You don't like women. You have an
well,
issue.
Jizzle, let's stay right there. I've always said this. It's different between there are two types of men. Now, I've said this before. I've said it again. There's men who love women. There's men who love who love cootie cat.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a difference if you love women. When you love women, you love everything about her, her scent, her touch, her energy, interacting with her. Even if it's not in a sexual way, even if it's your friend, even if it's your co-host, even if it's just y'all just talking, you just appreciate her energy as a woman and respect her.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got those just love sex and just love the cootie cat. Now, a lot of those guys do hate the woman and love the cat. So you are correct, 100%. Good stuff, Jizzle. What does the chat have to say about that? The chat had to say, Tony G said, I have mentored boys. My barbershop takes boys in. I think he's saying locks boys in and gave them a job and mentored them about how to talk to women and treat them with their mothers as well. Good
That's
stuff.
why we like you, Tony G.
That's what's up. That's what's up, Tony G. One of the real ones. That's right, Tammy. Maria says, I absolutely agree. Respecting all women starts from the beginning. Even when we were little, I was taught that girls being respected as well as boys. That is important. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. What does Tony G say? Coco, try to find more time to read Mac's ebook. It's been a busy week. Yeah, you definitely got to get some time to read that Ghetto Diamond book. Yeah, that's a life-changing book, Tom. Thank you for trying to squeeze me in. I appreciate that. Joanna says, there is no romantic esperanza when being chivalrous. So if it's in you, it'll show. But again, who's going to show them? Oh, that's man. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Because a lot of men who are truly chivalrous are chivalrous to all women. And I think that that's the thing. But I think the core of it, it's like you said, respect is at the core of chivalry, but at the core of it, you can be chivalrous. You can pretend to be chivalrous and not respect all women. You're just doing it for your own purposes. You're trying to, you know.
So I'm gonna toss this one to you first, because I can't really answer this one from a reception standpoint. Can acts of chivalry sometimes be seen as patronizing or outdated? And if so, why?
I think it has to do with intentionality.
Okay.
So for me, when I'm doing things, even if it's something minute, I have to question what's my intention behind doing this? What's my intention behind wearing this? Am I wearing this because I want attention? Am I wearing this? So I think that it comes to the core of why you are doing what you're doing.
Right.
Okay. If I'm going to church and my sole purpose in going to church is I'm going to church because I want to be seen, I want to be a church man, my intentions aren't pure. I'm not going there for the right reasons. I'm going there for the wrong reasons. Right.
True.
And I think that is part of it. When you have a guy, I had a guy friend years and years ago who would do all these things for me, things I asked for. maybe I didn't really ask for anything, but more he just did a lot of things for me. But he wasn't doing those things for me just because he wanted to do those things for me. He was doing those things for me because one day he felt like I was going to wake up and realize that he had done so many things for me and that he was the right person for me. His intention was to, I guess, what is that word? Like, I don't know. Get out the friend zone. I don't know it's a word for it, but his intentions were not pure. And so in that, I don't want to call that simping. But and so it got to the point where it's I mean, I say no a lot when guys offer to do things for me, but I say no. I'm like, no, I don't want you to do that for me. No, I don't want that from you, because I don't want you thinking that because you did that for me, I owe you anything. And so I think that it's a difference. I think that kind of women understand who's doing it with the pure heart versus who's doing it with the intention of wanting something in return. Okay. Right. And for those that, and I think for me, for and I can't speak for all women, I can only speak for myself. I know for me, I have guy friends who are interested in me. I have guy friends who like me, right? They do things for me. I tell them all the time, you don't have to do this for me. Right. And they say, I want to. And I'm like, it's only so many times I'm going to deny you saying, and if I'm telling you that I don't need you to do this for me, and you can say, it's only so many times I'm going to die, but I've been very clear. I don't like you like that. We are just friends, And I'm very explicit in that. And so in them doing that, they're doing it of their own volition, and they understand that in them doing it, it's not going to change my opinion of them, or they should understand that. That's what I'll say. They should understand, because I'm not a person that changes my mind very often in regards to how I move with men. So, yeah.
So these men persist on doing these things for you because they eventually feel they can maybe win you over time. Maybe
some people do. I think some people do, and I think that others. I had a guy, and you know about this because I told you about it. But I had a guy this week who is married with kids, has known me or known of me for 10 years. And he had a friend, and he wanted to hook me up with a friend. He told me, it's like, Tam, I've been looking at you for all these years. I know what kind of person you are. You are a good person. And I want you to be happy. You deserve happy. And I think I have a guy that is potential for you. He's this, that, and a 10th. He has this job. He makes this much money. He travels. He does this, that, and a 10th. I think this will be a good look for you. And I can't tell you how many of my married homeboys do that for me often, or tell me about that often, and see the value in me. And so I have single homeboys who feel the same way. Some of them are holding out hope for themselves. Even though I've explicitly told them they ain't got no chance. I don't see you that way. And some of them have let that energy towards me go, and they just do nice things for me occasionally, maybe for like my birthday or something. And it's not something huge. Like, it's not huge things they do for me. It might be like, oh, I'll send you an edible arrangement or something like that. It's nothing huge. It's nothing like, oh, I'm buying you diamond rings or something like that. It's small things, but I guess the overall consensus with my homeboys, my male friends, is that, Tam, you deserve these things. Like, you deserve to be treated in such a manner. It's a shame that you're not. And some people have said to me, this is what they've said to me. And I mean, man, y'all can tell me if I'm being naive or whatever, but they said, I'm going to stand in the interim until you get somebody that do what they're supposed to do about you. Men have told me that I'm gonna stand in the interim until you get that. And like, even with that, I still tell a lot of them no. So I still tell a lot of them no. Like, so, I appreciate that sentiment from you, but thank you, but no. So
no, I'm not nobody.
Somebody that wanted to fly me out to where did he want to fly me out? Some Spanish speaking country. Oh my God, I can't think of the Guatemala. I had a friend that was about to pay for me to go to Guatemala, and I was like, I can't even do it. He's like, I don't expect anything from you. We are just friends. I was like, nah, bro, I can't even do it. So
you get a lot of offers to go places, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
So
I deny it. Do I not deny it?
Yeah, you do deny it, but at what? Maybe if you didn't deny some of them, maybe that could be an opportunity, a hidden opportunity. You don't know. You deny them. You turn so many down.
So if I'm turning a person down, I'm saving them and me wasted time. So y'all, men always talk about these women waste my time. They do that, they like me. Da, 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 da. I'm just upfront with mine. I'm not one of them people that's gonna use you, suck you dry, and then you mad at me afterwards because you didn't spend a trip on me and I ain't put out. Why would I waste your time like that? I don't waste your time. I don't waste my time. So I'm just not gonna go. Like that's just what it is. Cause I ain't never been flued out. I've been offered to be flued out a couple times. I ain't never been flued out, but I know what the fluing out. I know what that comes with. If I don't want the energy from you, I'm not gonna put myself in a position where, damn, I flew you out. You ain't. No, we not gonna do that. I'm not gonna be on social media. Somebody recording me. This woman came. You're not gonna record me and try to embarrass me because I'm not slide my vagina across your face. Like, we not gonna do that. So I saved myself a lot of situations, and I think honestly, because that has saved me from a lot of situations, being able to look through the situation and be like, yeah, this isn't wise for me to move in this energy, so I'm not gonna do it.
All right. Flued out do mean ass up. It do. Flued out means put that ass up in the air. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different. All right, Jizzle, I respect it. All right, you ain't wasting nobody's time. But we're gonna talk about you and available Andes in a later segment, Jizzle. We're gonna get these available. I think Jizzle be. Hey y'all, Jizzle got a lot of available Andes, and let me find out some of y'all ladies in this chat got some available Andes as well. All right, let me get to y'all. Let me get to y'all. Yeah, let me get to y'all. I know Jizzle, available Andy. You got a few. It's great so far, Mac. Thank you, man. I'm glad you enjoying the journey, brother. My life has been one amazing testimony. I should not be here, but God's grace, I am here with y'all, man. God is good, man. All right. Joanna says a man that calls any woman the B word automatically gets blocked. Big pet peeve. I agree with that. I can't do that. I don't believe in doing things expecting something in return. That's the key. That's what Gizzle was talking about. That type of energy of you got reciprocity in the back of your mind. Like, I'm gonna do this in order to get something. I got you. Good stuff. I can't tell you. I can't call a woman a B. Having a daughter and mother is very disrespectful. I raised my two boys to know you don't ever. I never disrespected their mothers, and Lord knows, I I I was in my right too, but I never did for that particular reason. That's another story for another day. Yeah, I have to be upfront. Why waste either of our time? All right. So you ain't getting fluid out. Joanna, are you gonna get fluid out? Or you're not getting fluid out either. You would Jizzle on that. If fluid out means you ain't putting the ass up in the air. Okay, got it. All right, moving on. In the era of gender equality, man, how can one balance being chivalrous without perpetuating stereotypes? Let me kick that off and let me just give my 27 cents on that. First of all, you gotta want a woman. I hope there are women that if you got women, ladies, and I know not you, Jizzle. Let me just put up the big not Jizzle sign and not my lovely ladies in the chat. But there are women out here who will tell you, I don't need a man. I don't want a man. Men ain't shit. Men don't do this. I can buy my food. I can pay for this. All right. Okay. You don't win ad nauseum with the fact that you don't want a man, you don't need a man, but then a man, then 5 minutes later, when you see Andy get Gizzle flowers and opening the door and all of that, you in your feels, well, I can't get a nigga to do that. I look this good. Well, boo-boo, you just told us you don't need us. Pick a side now. If you want chivalry, and I get equality and all of that. We ain't talking about gender equality and all that. We're talking about women. You have to allow a man to be chivalrous to you if that's what you want. You can't tell a nigga, F you, I don't need you either. That's my spin on it to avoid confusion. Gizzle, what's your take on that?
I'm a slightly different. I agree with you to a certain extent, but I also have to share my lived experience, right?
All right. What you got?
I don't need a man. Okay.
We know you don't need
no, because I just needed to be specified. Like, I don't need a man. If I am showing interest in you, I want you. And I think that want is so much stronger than a need. Okay. If you have a relationship that's contingent upon need, there's have you ever heard of trauma bonding? There's a trauma bonding.
Hell yeah. I've had a few.
I need him. I don't need a man. I desire a man. And if I'm entertaining you, I want you at that moment, right? And so I think that want is so much stronger. But I also think that people need to understand, or the men that come around me need to understand, I don't need you. I want you. Okay? Because I think where we are, I think whether it's a male, female relationship, people you are dealing with should add some type of value to your life, right? If you're dealing with somebody and they don't add any value to your life, why are you dealing with them? What benefit do you get from involving yourself with somebody that's not adding to you? Whether it's knowledge, whether it's light, spiritual light, whether it's mental clarity, whatever, they need to be adding something to you. If all they're doing is taking away from you and detracting, why are you in that leechy like situation? This is men, women, and dogs alike. So I kind of I can't stand when these men are like, oh, these women do is use me. You are allowing yourself to be used. If you're not getting anything from that situation besides punani, what are we doing? What are we doing? Because at the end of the day, if I'm in a relationship with somebody, they're going to feel loved. They're going to feel cared for. They're going to feel respected. They're going to feel, it's going to be reciprocity. It might not always be me financially shoving it out. Sometimes it might be, but there's going to be some reciprocity there. And so I think that, you know, in that energy, no, I don't need a man. I want a man, but in that understanding, there should be shared and added value on both ends. And I think that we don't understand that concept of somebody adding value to your life. And then we don't understand that concept of pivoting once someone stops adding value to your life. I think that the pivot, I think, is the hardest portion of this portion, because at one point maybe they did add value in your life. Maybe they were giving sound advice. Maybe they were doing this, and they stop and they're not anymore. And now you're just being poured out of and never being poured back into. That's not good for anybody involved. It's not good for anybody involved. So I don't like the discourse of men and women don't need each other. I think that that's erroneous. But I do think you need to understand yourself. I do think that you need to operate in the energy of wanting a person, not needing them, because that can be very toxic and very traumatizing and very trauma bonding. But I do think that we need to understand that you can pivot if it stopped working at one point, because I think a lot of people keep themselves in situations for longer than they're supposed to because they don't want to pivot, because pivoting is hard. It's scary. You've been with somebody for 2 years and it's not working. It's scary to try to move on to somebody else, but you have to do the best. And that's men and women alike. I need us as people, not just men, not just women, to stand up and understand these concepts. Because when we don't, we're carrying so much trauma around with us, not because we want to be traumatized, but because we don't know no better, and we don't have the courage to stand on what we know to be right in these relationships. We just accept foolishness, and we need to stop doing it.
So let's say right there, good points. But there are some women, I hear what you're saying. Nobody needs each other. Man doesn't, mm-hmm. I mean, technically, I don't have to have you. You don't have to have me. I agree 100% with that. But mm-hmm. It's a difference between saying, hey, I'm whole by myself. Mm-hmm. I'm not an empty person. I am a whole vessel. I'm good. I like you, and I would like to continue to mm-hmm. grow and see where we can go. But if you choose not to be here, I'm still gonna be whole. That is not the same, Gizzle, what you advertise. Right. There are women who saying, "Oh, I don't need no goddamn, I don't need you," and they're not even whole themselves, but they lead with the fact that, hey, you know what? I don't have this, I ain't got this, I don't need this. But then you're complaining about the things that men don't do when you're giving off the energy that you just really don't even like men. Some of y'all don't like men, to your point.
I think that that's a trauma response. I think that, and they're not trying to make you know,
we're not gonna make no excuse for that.
No excuses, no. But I think that that's a trauma response. Did they dad leave? What kind of relationship did they have with their dad, their fathers? Were they abused? That's a trauma response. I have a couple of cousins, and none of their dads are in their life. None of their dads are in their life. Okay, and they don't want nothing to do with men.
A lot of women hate men these days. Real stuff.
No, like literally, they don't date men.
They don't
date women. They have nothing to do with men. And is it that they're just super duper attracted to women? Like women are just the most.
No.
I don't think that. I think it's like men have historically let me down. The only person that is taking care of me is my mom. So these okay, and I'm gonna just go over here for a romantic connection because I don't feel safe with men. men have not made me feel. Remember, I told you about it. We talked about this a couple weeks back. They have not made me feel safe. I don't feel safe loving on a man. I don't feel safe getting romantically involved with a man. And so being with a person of the same gender feels safer to me. Okay. Less harmful to me than being with the opposite sex.
Wow.
And crazy to me because, and like I said, not to make excuses for these women, these are trauma responses. If you grew up and your dad was a freaking not a klepto, what was I say? A drug addict, and he would use all the money for rent, for drugs, right? And y'all got evicted all the time. You can't trust that man. That man's not a provider. And you saw your mama go out there and she had to do whatever by every means necessary to go get that money back so y'all can have a roof over your head. That's a trauma response. So I don't want to make excuses for why we do this. I just feel like that energy, that anger, that somebody let them down. Somebody close to them let them down. And because those people close to them let them down, their guard is up and they feel like they have to purport that strong energy of I don't need it. But them same women, if they get a strong man in their life, them be the same ones that kind of melt like fluff sometimes. Honestly, I have seen it happen. And you be like, hold on, girl, hold on. Did you the same one talking about some? Hold on now. It's crazy to see that, but it's hard loving somebody properly who hasn't been loved properly in their life. It's hard, whether it's a man or a female. Like it's woman or man. Like it's hard loving someone who has historically not been loved properly, and so they put these guards up to say, "I don't need anybody. I don't need anything. I'm gonna do it myself." It's hard.
Well,
man or woman.
I agree with that. But I don't give a damn how many times women break my heart. Goddamn it, I'm gonna keep trying with y'all. Shit, I don't. Hey, that's it for me. I don't give a damn. I had my mother abandoned me. I done had bad marriages. Dang, I'm gonna keep swinging with the ladies. Hey, F that shit. But I do agree with you, Gizzle. All right, y'all. All right, let's see what let's get to the chat. Melissa says modern women date without expecting anything in return.
That's facts. That is big facts.
Y'all modern ladies. All right, Tony G says, yes, I want a woman. I don't need a woman. Me neither. Tammy's on point with that. What if your need for me goes away? You should want a man to want you in all ways of life. All right, Tony, love it. Melissa comes back and says, many women feel it's up to them to ask men out, pay for dates, sleep with guys without commitment, and live with them without the commitment of marriage. Whoa. Let me read that again.
Yeah.
But listen, what part of the damn country you live in? You in Atlanta?
No, that's big facts. These women
Hold on. Gizzle, hold on. Because this is breaking news across our screen here. Wait a minute. Melissa, where the hell you live at, first of all? What part of the region you in? You ain't got to give us the exact locale. No, you ain't got to give us the zip code, goddammit. But I'm like, where this shit happen at? Many women feel it's up to them to ask men out. Wow. To pay for dates. What the F is going on? Sleep with guys without commitment and live with them without the commitment of marriage. Welcome to 2024. I'll be damn. I know Gizzle, your mouth is burning.
Have you seen the trend, Matt, of the women asking the men to marry them?
No, I ain't seen that.
Oh, it's been several in social media lately. These women are asking these men to marry them. Okay, it's crazy. It's topsy-turvy, bro. I was like, bro, it won't never be me.
And you start sending me the good stuff, Gizzle. That you miss. You always find the good stuff. All right. Joanna says, absent father for a female trying to build a relationship is the worst. That is true. Creates big trust issues. You would need therapy for years to heal from the pain. Again, fathers, take your punk asses home and be there with them babies, man. Shit. Okay, so Jake says, is 31 too old to find love? Hell no, Jake, 31 ain't too old to find love. It's people find love at 91. Jake, you got a shot. You got a shot, Jake. You got a shot. 31 is still young. All right, Melissa Golden is on point. Yeah, Melissa on point. I don't know Melissa who done pissed off, but I love her energy. I agree with Melissa. These men are ridiculous. Not all, but a lot are. Wow. So you mean to tell me there's women now feeling the pressure to ask men to marry them? I wish if I had a daughter, I would drag her. I wish my daughter. She wouldn't even do that though. But my daughter wouldn't do that. So never mind. that wouldn't happen because I would be there. Jake, absolutely, Jake. Hey, we're gonna hope you find love. You might find love in the chat. Shit, Jake. Who knows, man?
I
Stay
want to
tuned.
find love in this chat. In this chat.
In this chat, hey, in this chat, you're right. They found it in the club. You might find it goddamn in the chat. All right, good stuff. Okay. All right. How do men and women perceive the importance of chivalry in romantic relationships today? Again, I'm old school, rooted old school values. I don't know anything but to be the way I've always been: courteous, respectful, punctual, honorable. I keep my word. Just you know how we talked about it, we feel about that. All I know is to be Mac. So I have to lean on Gizzle because I know most niggas ain't operating with these internal core values and principles. I get that. So I'm gonna ask you, Gizzle. Let me read that again. To perceive the importance of chivalry in romantic relationships today, and borrow from what your experience and borrow from your observation, if you will, Gizzle. What would
Well,
what's your take?
it goes back to my points that I always say, my core points: communication, consistency, and commitment. We're going to add intentionality in there. All of these things kind of stir the pot of a relationship. If I'm choosing to take a man seriously, I need to know that he's going to be intentional, that he's going to be communicate well, he's going to be upfront with his level of commitment that he desires, and that he's going to be kind of dependable. And I think when people show that off the bat that they are not any of those things, it's kind of a red flag for me, because I can't move forward with a man who I don't feel like can lead me, right?
No.
And so if for example, if you tell me you're gonna be here at 6:30 and you don't show up to 9:30, you're not a man I can depend on.
That's true. That's true.
I had some colleagues of mine. I don't know, not colleagues. Let's call them associates. I have some associates of mine.
Associates. Okay, cool.
And I was down in Miami. This was in February of this year. My flight had got delayed, and I told them I missed my cruise because my flight got delayed. I got into the airport pretty late. I zoomed to the port, and by the time I got to the port, they would not allow me on the ship. The ship was still there, but they would not allow me on the ship, right? And so I'm at the port, and I called my friends that lived in that city in Miami, and I said, "Hey guys, I'm here," or my associates that are in Miami, and I said, "Hey guys, I'm at the port. Can somebody come pick me up?" "Oh, we got you. We got you." Matt, do you know I sat at that port for 3 or 4 hours? By the time I was at the port, it was pitch black dark. Pitch black dark. My phone was dying. There was no one there besides myself. I was terrified. You know, Miami is a huge sex trafficking hub. Okay. So it got to a point where I'm like, are you guys on the way? What's going on? "Oh yeah, no, it's gonna be about another 45 minutes. I said, don't worry about it. Got on the phone, made a phone call. It was a traumatic experience. Got on the phone, made a call, booked a hotel room for the night. $450 for a hotel room for the night. All right. Called an Uber. Terrified, Mac. Uber pulls up. There's a woman who was supposed to be picking me up, and some man with tattoos all over his eyes and his all of this. I was terrified. I'm like, bro, you're not supposed to be in the car with me. Once again, you know, Miami is a huge sex trafficking hub. I'm by myself. I was terrified. Had to call another Uber because I'm like, I'm not getting in the car with y'all. I don't know what y'all got going on here. I'm not getting in the car with that because he wasn't supposed to be in his car. So all that to say, these were supposed to be my friends. These are supposed to be people that look out for me. There was no chivalry there. There was no like, bro, we got it. She's out there by herself. There was none of that energy. I will never look at them the same. Never ever look at them the same. And these are just homeboys. These are not dudes that I'm trying to date. Can you imagine if that was a dude you were trying to date? That would be automatic. Like, I'm not effing with you no more. Because you had one job. If you couldn't even pick me up, the least you could have done was send an Uber, send somebody in your family, something, or let me know what's going on. I was there for 3 or 4 hours just waiting by myself in the dark with a dying phone. It was crazy. And I say all that to say, people when you're talking about these romantic, people show you these things. People show you this energy toward it, and I think it's our job as men and women to pick that energy up initially and be able to say, like, that's not something I'm okay with. That energy is not something that I wouldn't operate like this, and the fact that you operate like this is a problem for me, and we don't operate on the same page, and that's not going to work for me holistically, because that could have ended up real left. That situation could have ended up real left for me, and just thank God for covering me, but that could have ended up real left because I'm sitting there waiting. Anyway, I say all that to say these things, chivalry in this sense, and in the dating sense, is so much deeper than money. It's so much deeper than any of this. It's like showing your character. It's like we have character flaws. I don't know. Anyway, all right. Your thoughts, Mac. Your thoughts.
Let me get to the chat, Gizzle. Hey, Big T, what's up, baby? Where the hell you been? Big T, who told you to miss a week with us, man? What's good, baby? Get happy to have you back. All right, Big T is back. Yeah, I see Big T is back. Happy to have Big T back. His Mike is a fucking hater. Excuse my language. All right, Melissa Golden says, you keep trying, Mac. Okay. All right. Joanna says, acts of chivalry in today's time are to get the ill nana. Many aren't genuine with the acts of service. Melissa out there in Cali. Oh, yeah. Okay. She out there in Cali, baby. Niggas out there. Them niggas in Cali some different dudes, though. Them California niggas, shout out to my boys in Cali. Them boys, them some different dudes. There's some beasts out there. Them boy hard on them out. Them Cali boys, them niggas is hard on them, Gizzle. They hard on them out there, boy.
I don't know what that means. All right, shout out.
Yeah, you don't know nothing about. Trust me. You think you got it hard? Them Cali boys play. Man. All right, moving on. That's not me. I ain't playing that. I know that's right. All right. What did Maria Tony says? Open-minded, honesty, and a great sense of humor. Good soul, easy to talk to. A listener, great home training. Man, that's a fact right there. All right. Big T, you get all your greetings and salutations out the way. You good, T? Everybody that greets you, you feel the love. You see this shit, T? You see what happens? You only get this in Cigar Chats and Mac because it's one big family. All right. Good stuff, Gizzle. I have thoughts too. But this is gonna be one of them questions, Gizzle. All right, let you know. Has the Me Too movement impacted men's willingness to engage in chivalrous acts? Now, the Me Too and chivalry shouldn't have anything to do with each other. But let me explain from the male psyche, from some guys. I will say this. It has never stopped me from being chivalrous. I think that there are some men who are a little reticent to speak to women and hesitant to approach them because what we used to be able to do back in the day, hey, yo, baby girl, and all of that stuff, which, that was acceptable in 98. Hey, and get out and Gizzle, park the car and run up on a girl and talk to him. What's up, ma? Because you wasn't going to see her again. There was no IG. There was no social media. You had to shoot your shot then, and she was prepared to tell your punk ass yes or no. Those were the times. Well, today, in our era, God damn, she got a fat ass. That was the time. It really was. It really was. Today, society, it's a little bit more sensitive, and in certain areas it need to be. I think the Neanderthal behavior can cause problems, but I think from a male standpoint, where do we try? A lot of guys struggle with the balance of I want to be aggressive, and I see Gizzle out, I want to approach her, but at the same time, I don't know if she gonna get offended. Is she gonna go too far? She gonna say I'm harassing her, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So sensitivity to Me Too, that is nothing to play with. I'm not absolving any man that has ever participated in anything like that, in her sexual harassment at all. But where is the line between just being flirtatious, throwing a little sexual endo, but not at the same time you don't want to be hit with that? You on some creep shit? So I think we live in a very sensitive society now. So Gizzle, you being on the opposite end of that, Me Too movement, do you think that has made men
No.
a little bit more hesitant to approach? No. Mm.
I think the problem is that a lot of these men are rapey AF. Okay, I really want to say what I want to say, but I'm not going to curse as much as I want to. A lot of these men are rapey AF. Their homeboys do not hold them accountable for the rapey ass things they do to women. And so I've been assaulted a couple times. Okay, somebody who's been assaulted a couple times, I can tell you these men are rapey AF. And sometimes as women, we don't even understand that we've been assaulted until years later, months later, until we reflect on what happened to us during that time period. And so it's not a battle between Chivalry and Me Too. It's about how do you approach women? Are you approaching women in a rapey ass fashion? Because if you are, then of course that's going to be some Me Too. Walking up to a woman and saying, "Hey, beautiful, can I get your number?" is not rapey. Okay, but maybe doing that at 3 a.m. At a at a gas pump, that might be considered a little rapey. Like you might want. So it's like read the room, and it goes back to what we said earlier. These men are not taught the innuendo that goes along with the cat and the mouse chase that goes with women. Like there's a part of reading the room that men don't understand. If I got resting bitch face, or not even resting bitch face, if I look like I'm not trying to be bothered, don't bother me. Like you might not want to do that, or even beyond being able to read that situation, if you come up to me and your first thing is to smack my behind, of course you shouldn't do that. Like what? Like, and people be like, "Oh, I just thought I thought it was fat." What is that a compliment to me? Yeah. I had a guy once tell me.
What did he tell you, just?
I had a guy once tell me. This was recently. This was like last year. He was like, "Yeah, because I wouldn't mind having a baby with you." You thought that was a compliment?
Well, you said your ass be assing. It's ass-tastic.
It wasn't. It is, but but it wasn't even one of those moments like that. We were literally just chilling. Bro just came out of nowhere talking about kissing on my stomach. Like, what are you kissing on my stomach for? Talking about some, yeah, I wouldn't mind having a baby with you. That's not a compliment. That's
okay.
weird.
That's a little creepy.
Like,
that's a little creepy. That's a little creepy.
That's weird. And so, like, the problem is that these men, up until this point, have been able to get women with these rapey ass, assaulty ass comments, and that's not a. I've seen girls get DMs that said the dudes literally said, "When I see you, I'm gonna rape you."
Get the F out of here.
I can show you. I can show you my Twitter, and these are real texts women are getting. And it's like, bro, that's not sexy. That's not. And so yes, there's a fear because a lot of guys are scared that there's gonna be. But if you're not moving in that rapey, weird, assaulty energy, you shouldn't have any fear. But if that's how you've operated, once again, you haven't been taught that that's not a way to approach a woman. You're gonna find some backlash from it. So there are levels to this. There are levels to all of these things, and I think it comes with knowing oneself, right? Knowing how you approach a situation, and also understanding and being able to read the emotions of other people. It's called what we call emotional intelligence. Being able to read other people, right? And then being able to adjust your energy accordingly. If you can't do that, you might not want to approach nobody because that's weird. Okay. And then let me say this too. Okay. And this goes back to a conversation we had weeks and weeks ago. Fine men get away with more stuff like this. That's attractive men. Because if an unattractive man approach you on some weird stuff like that, you ready to call the police on him. But a fine man, you be like, he want to impregnate me. He want me to be his next baby mom. Like, no, there shouldn't be a pass on weird things that are said. So even when it's a fine dude, I'll check them. I had a guy. I won't say all the situation because it'll be too. But I had a guy who said, "Yeah, I want to do X, Y, Z in this place and that place," and I was like, "Bro,
check you out,
bro. If we did that, we'll be sex offenders." So, like, I need you to reel it in, buddy. Okay. So, anyway, all that to say, there is no line between chivalry and Me Too. If you over here Me Tooing, it's because you weird and you got some weird energy that you need to deal with. Okay, it's not the same. You can approach somebody without Me Tooing them. Period. And if you can't, you ain't got the emotional intelligence, you probably shouldn't be approaching people because, yeah, like I said, as somebody, I went to a club once. There was a club called Prime Time. I don't know if you was here in Atlanta during this time. There was a club called Prime Time. Okay, when I was growing up, that was a place everybody wanted to go. And I went to prom time and I was with my homeboys because you know I hang out with dudes. I was with like 4 dudes, bro. I'm on the floor and I'm dancing, I'm doing my little thing, you know. This man comes behind me. I had on shorts. He comes behind me, unzips my shorts, and puts his hands down my pants. My friends had guns. My friends had guns in their car. I got him off of me, of course, you know, told him that was like, bro, what's wrong with you? But I didn't tell my homeboys. I didn't want my homeboys to go to jail that night. My homeboys would have shot him, like, for real, for real. So, like, why did you think that was okay to do to me? What? Like, anyway. So many stories like that. So many things like that. And it happens to us all the time. And I think that's why sometimes women, we be looking at you like, bro, like, what did you own? Like, what's wrong? Because anyway. Yeah, go ahead.
No, that's good stuff. And I want to add on that. Yes, you are correct. Read the room. For the guys that's watching and all over the world. Make sure you read the room, man. Just you're right. She's right about that. Approach a woman. You gotta read her vibe. Now I get the difference. I would say approaching women in 2024 versus 2004. Yeah, it wasn't as much technology. The things weren't as bad as they are now, and women weren't as scared to be approached by men. A lot of women are just freaking scared to be approached because niggas is on some goofy and they killing women these days. So you really can't blame them. And if you don't give it, like women told us back in the day, nah, I got a boyfriend. We was player. Well, your little fine ass should have a man. Tell him if he slip up, we on his head. And we laughed about it. She felt good. I played it off good. Everybody lives another day. But nowadays, if you got a girl and niggas ain't giving you a number, he want to call you out. He want to call you all types of names, threaten you.
They will
shoot you in the face and become violent. And that goes back to no fathers in the home with these emotional, feminine ass men. But for the regular guy, please read the room, check the energy, because if you're really coming on some genuine, hey, I'm being complimentary on some smooth shit, that shit never goes out of style. But if you on some creep shit, yeah, I was thinking they got a bathroom back here. Nigga, you just met her. Nigga, you can't say no.
Or they'll say something like, "Oh, you got such pretty lips. I want to see what that mouth do." Something like that. Like, bro, what the?
Yeah, that's just some tacky cornball. No game.
But this is, and but you know, Mac, they wouldn't do it if it didn't work with some girls, and that's the crazy part. That's the sad part for me, because women, we deserve more, and men, you should try harder. What the heck? Like, so bad. Like,
let me get to the chat, Gizzle. Definitely on that. All right. Big T says, catch up. Big T says, had to work last week. Hey, I understand, man, got to work. That's why I missed the last one, but I'm back now. That's all that matters. Damn it, you back now. Man, my guy's in the building. Kent's in the building. You already know, man. Kent is a low-key comedian. He is funny as hell, man. Me and Kent have a lot of fun throughout the week. All right. What we got here? We got okay. So Juwan says many guys have the wrong intentions. They don't accept no. If a lady tells you no, that's it. Yeah, no is no, weirdo. Move around. Creepy situation. All right, what you got, Juwan? Here comes the story. This guy walked out on a date with the young lady because she had a roofie protector on her cup. So homeboy had some foul intentions. Wow. Most of us don't even approach women anymore because we are looked at as thirsty nowadays from just saying hello. That is true, Tone. That's a good point. And a lot of women, go ahead, Gizzle.
To be true. The guy I met that I told you I met at the store, he approached me. It wasn't creepy. I gave him my number. He wasn't shit, but I gave him my number. Gizzle, grown women do grown woman things, and I think that's anyway.
Gizzle, that's you. You're an exception.
Grown women do grown women things.
Gizzle, it's a lot of women that be like, or it's women now who do it for sport, would want to embarrass a nigga if he try to shoot a shot. So you got more guys now who are not shooting that shot. When did that shit become cool? The nigga, you out at a club and he just approach you respectfully, and you get off on shooting a nigga down. All right. Anyway, I digress. All right, let's move along. Everybody showing Kent love. It's good to show Kent love. A message I received earlier said, "You're very attractive. Do you think you can handle this long D?" Like what, sir? Creep is. That's the
And you
type
don't
of
be knowing them, Mac. You don't, these dudes, you don't know them from John. And they'll send you some stuff like that and don't understand why that's a problem. Like, what the, oh my God.
niggas is these niggas out here soliciting, huh? Out the gate,
That
huh?
it's
I know. All right, I know. It's more. You got more coming. All right, don't get me started on the Me Too. Come on, Coke, go share your thoughts, baby. All right, everybody. Kent was just speaking. Everybody, I think everybody's all caught up and welcome in. All right. Okay, good stuff. All right, Gizzle, save some of that venom because we're coming right back at this one right here.
I don't have venom. I'm tired, Lord.
Oh my God. All right. Because I love what did Tammy put that? Okay, somebody gave Tammy an idea. Tammy put that on the shirt. GWD GWT.
What
Good
that
women
stand for?
do good women do grown women things.
Oh, I like that. Oh, girl, don't write it down. Hey,
Yeah,
don't
go on,
write
write
it
it
down.
down. You know, she keep her pad and paper on every show. All right. Good stuff, man. I love that. All right. Woo! All right, Jizzle. Comport yourself because here comes one
Mm-hmm.
for you. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Does chivalry stifle women's independence? Go.
I think chivalry, if it's done properly, fosters the woman to be more independent.
Mm, okay.
Um, because it gives them space where they don't have to do other things that is taken away from their time of doing things that they would do normally. I don't know if that makes sense, but like,
It
say
makes
for
sense from you. It makes sense from you. We
so
know what you mean.
say for example, your one of the chivalrous things that a man might do is like pumping gas, right? So maybe while while he's out there pumping the gas, she's on the phone making the reservations for the restaurant y'all going to, or she's on the phone and she's ordering the food from where y'all gonna go, or buying the tickets or whatever. So it gives more, like, because once again, these relationships are not one person being done for over the other. It's a reciprocal thing. We come together, we partner together, and we make each other better. So it gives space when I don't have to worry about, you know, what time I gotta go to get my oil change. I have more time and more space and more energy to dedicate to the person that I'm with. But if I'm with somebody and they're not intentionally doing things to make my life easier, I have to budget my time accordingly. I told y'all a couple of weeks ago about a young man who I was speaking with, and we hadn't gone on a date. It had been like almost 2 months, and we hadn't gone on a date yet. And it was a waste of my time because I'm wasting energy talking to you every day when I have other things I can be doing. You are taking away from my time that I can be doing something else more useful with my time. So if you're not intentional about lessening my load, making my life easier, I'm not delegating my time efficiently. So chivalry, when it's done in a certain way, it gives a woman more space to be independent in other ways and be helpful and beneficial to men in other ways. But I don't think it's seen that way, and I don't know if all women understand it in that way, because if a man is making your life easier, you need to make that man's life easier as well. It's not
Preach,
just he make your life
preach,
easier and you just over
preach.
there getting all the benefits of him making your life easier. You should want to make his life easier as well. You should want to be his peace. If he is bringing peace into your life, if he's bringing ease and comfort into your life, you should want to bring that same energy to him. So it's a reciprocal thing. So I do think it gives space to be independent. And I know I shared this story a little while back, but I have a homeboy, been married for years. He wants to retire his wife. His whole goal is to retire his wife because he wants his wife to be able to be a social media influencer. That's his goal. He's being loved properly, so he wants to love back on his wife, and it's this reciprocal energy that happens there because he is being that chivalrous person that I've always known him to be. He's always been a solid dude since I first met him back in 2008. Okay, always been a solid dude, but he's being that person, and in him being that person, it's giving his wife space for independence of her own, and also bringing him peace and joy and love and happiness into a household, and they're happy. And that's the thing. saying, if we only could get this formula correct, man, I think it would be literally groundbreaking. But we got to get out of our own way. To be honest, we really got to get out of our own way and be able to like see this thing for what it really is.
It's good stuff. Just let me get to the chat on that though, because we're gonna. All right. Tony G says the reason I don't look at my inbox anymore. I get messages from women showing me pictures of their cootie cat. Damn, Tony, that's all that good ass food you be cooking up there. Shit, giving them giving out their phone numbers, etc. I've had women offer me massages with a happy ending. Goddamn, Tone, is that what you got? I mean, you know, they doing the happy ending. Tone, that's what you get. Huh? Juwan says not this way. Chivalry makes me feel loved, protected, and valued. I dig it. Yeah. I know what you meant, Tone. Happy ending. I know what you meant. All right. All right. Now, let's kind of lock in, y'all, on the gentleman aspect of it. We talked about chivalry. We drilled chivalry down. Yeah. Oh, Tami. Of course. That's what Gizzle do, man. That's just what she do. All right. I want to kind of nail this thing. Let's switch it up a little bit. Do you think the media and popular culture accurately represent what it means to be a gentleman? Why or why not? I don't think I don't rely on the media to portray what a gentleman is. I was raised to be one. I raised my sons to be a gentleman. So I don't really pay the media any attention. Obviously, I'm gonna say that people in the media tend to favor towards ignorant dumb shit, and being the part of a big gentleman is being class personified. So a lot of times the gentleman is looked at as, as demure or weak, or or maybe, I don't know, softer, and that's the stupidest shit in the world, because being a gentleman don't make you soft. Hardest gentleman and a gangster is a real, that's a real dichotomy, trust me. So my question is this, Jizzle, how do you feel about that? Do you think the media, how do you think they represent that as far as a gentleman?
I think that we have to stop looking at the media for answers in our
Thank you.
personal lives.
Thank
The media is not indicative of every person in every situation. As a matter of fact, it's not really a true reflection of the world as we know it. I think we're purported these different images of all types of people. We have these stereotypes about all types of people. Asians eat dog. White people don't bathe. Black people like fried chicken and watermelon, and they lazy. We're reported all these stereotypes and all these wrong assumptions that we make about people. So why are we looking at the media for what it means to be a gentleman? Why are we looking at the media for what it means to be a man or a woman? The media is so confused. They think transgender people are this. They think this people. Everybody can be anything they want to be right now. I can be transracial. I identify as an Asian woman. My name on Instagram is Your Soul Sister. I lived in Korea for 3 years. That make me Korean. Like, that's dumb. It's how looking at these things like this literally makes no freaking sense. And so we have to, that's why I said that's why we need the mentorship, because women need to teach women, real women need to teach real women how to be women, right? Real men need to teach young boys and young men how to be men. If people aren't taught, they're gonna be going around acting all willy-nilly and getting their social cues from football players, from basketball players, from rappers, from R&B artists, from actors, from all these people that aren't necessarily role models. And it's crazy. It's really crazy. So I think that we got to stop looking to the media for our solutions, because the media is they're feeding us like we're sheep, and we're eating from it. And baby, we're getting fat with false information. We're getting fat with fake news.
That's good stuff. So I'm going to kind of pivot really quick.
Mm-hmm.
What role does humility play in the character of a gentleman? I think humility is a huge role in being a gentleman, because in order to be a gentleman, you have to be humble. And being the part of being humble is being considerate, not thinking less of yourself, but being aware that somebody else is just as important as you. Does not mean you're being less of yourself, but it's just recognize the importance of other people and not thinking that the world revolves around your ass. I think that humility is really important, because again, if you're too full of yourself, then you can't really get engaged with anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So humility is a key, very important thing to me, because at the core of humility, in my opinion, goes back to consideration. Consideration. As Gizzle, you always say intentionality. I'm gonna throw you say intentional. I'm gonna add one to that intentional and attention. Show some attention and be intentional. Put them together. So, what's your spill on that, Jizzle, as far as dating humble gentlemen?
I can't add or detract anything from that. I think that you hit it on the nail on the head. It's important. You have to be, and I think that's one of the things. I have a list. One of the things I put on my list is that humility, because it's. I mean, I think you have to have a certain level of confidence to be a man that I'd be attracted to, but I think you also have to be humble. Like, I've dated some fine dudes, some fine ass dudes, but be humble about that. Like, yeah, you fine, but what else? What's up here,
bro?
What's in your heart? Like, what's in your spirit? What's in your soul? Like, because at the end of the day, you can get into an accident tomorrow and your face get cut up, and now you're not as attractive as you used to be, right? Mm-hmm. What your character is the only thing that's gonna last, and Preach. So we it's humility and important. Yeah.
All right. This will be a little fun exercise, Gizzle. Let's go. Unless the chat got anything to say, let me just say, let's see. Tami G says, "Gentlemen are made to look lame and boring in life now, and gentlemen stay winning. Gentlemen never goes out of style. Mentors are definitely needed for the young women, but who's going to teach these grown women that they're going in the wrong? Oh, they're growing wrong in every way. Oh, that's a good one, Joanna. Do women police women? It seems to me that I don't think women police women. They just kind of, or they don't check them and say, now I could be wrong, but it seems like I never hear women like, yo, getting on their shit. Like, that's you out of pocket for that.
So it happens. It happens in private chambers. It definitely does. No, seriously, it happens in private chambers. And so sometimes when you see these women falling out, that's why they fell out, because they had a friend tell them. So you see all these women, they went on because they got told about themselves and they didn't like it. And so it does happen. We do check our friends. We tell our friends that they're wrong. We tell them all the stuff, but these women don't like to be, the women that don't like to be told what to do, those are the ones that end up cutting the friend off. Some people appreciate that honesty and some people don't. Then some people make it, well, she was hating on me. No, baby, I was telling you that you're moving in the wrong energy. So yeah, it happens. That's why a lot of women group, how you see these friends, they've been friends for 25, 30 years, the male friends, and then you see these women and they've been friends for all these years and all of a sudden they fall out.
It's because somebody get on the ass?
Mm-hmm. A lot of times.
I was wondering because, okay. All right. I didn't know that. Good stuff. Okay. All right, this is a thing exercise. Kind of a prelude before we get to respect it or reject it, but we're a little ways away for that. A little bit. All right. Are there any public figures or celebrities you think embody the modern gentleman? I don't look to them, but if I had to, if I had to think, I would say I would consider Denzel Washington a gentleman. He's older, but I would consider him a gentleman. And Michael B. Jordan seems to be a gentleman. What I understand about him. That's really, I think LeBron is a gentleman. I consider him respect. Even he's been married, but I'm still how he carries himself. Mm-hmm. I would have to put him in the gentleman category. That's really what because I don't pay guys no attention other than myself. My brother Marquise is a gentleman. Gizzle, who do you look at? Would you consider that's public figure as a gentleman?
First person that came to my mind, I don't know why this is the first person, but Lance Gross.
Lance Gross is a gentleman. Yeah. He said, yeah, that's a good one.
You see him with his kids. You see him taking care of his wife, respecting.
Very respectful. Yeah. That's a good one.
I would say Devon Franklin. I know that him and Megan Good didn't work out in their marriage, but I definitely think that he's a pretty respectful gentleman. From the interactions that I've seen him have with other women and from the interactions I had seen him with Megan Good when they were married, and just he's come to a church that I attended and I heard him preach. Just his energy gives gentlemanly. Because it's kind of when I think of a gentleman, right? And everybody might not agree with me, but kind of when I think of a gentleman, I think of a man of God. And I don't know why these things kind of go hand in hand with me, but I think that being a gentleman is a choice, but it's not always an easy choice to move in that gentlemanly energy. Like, it's not always easy. I think we make it seem like it's just easy, second nature to some people, but like you have to make a choice to be a gentleman, because sometimes and I think Matthew could probably account for this. Sometimes you're put in situations where you don't have to behave like a gentleman, and you have to make a choice. Like, I'm gonna move like a gentleman in this situation. I'm not
gonna give you an example. When you finish, I'm gonna give you a point. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a
so when I think of that, it's something higher that gotta hit off to make you move in that energy of a gentleman at all times. You're in a space where you don't have to move in that energy. So I think of like men of God. I don't know if I can't. I'm thinking like a Kirk Franklin with how he interacts with his wife. I've seen him but I don't know that enough to say that about him. Yeah, that's why I don't know.
I'll pass on. I would pass on Kirk.
But I don't know. I'm trying to just think of men that kind of exude that energy without a whole bunch of effort.
You don't think Denzel?
Oh, definitely Denzel. But I'm not gonna repeat what you said. Okay. Courtney Vance. Courtney Vance. That's Angela Bassett's husband. He's an actor.
Oh, yeah. They've been together a long time. Yeah.
Sterling K. Brown gets very
dark-skinned brother. Okay.
So it's a few, but it's like it doesn't feel contrived. It feels like this is naturally who they are, and they're naturally moving in this energy. So yeah.
Okay. All right. I love that.
So
all right,
to your story. Because like I said, being a gentleman is
so anyway, let's go with that. Here's a story. Okay, guys. So when I was raising my sons, they're grown now, of course, 25 and 23. I know, right? Matt got 25, 23. So when I was raising them, I'm just going to call it a spade. Their mother was very, contentious and very disruptive. And she would do things to provoke a response from me. And I would always, in the back of my mind, part of me was like, man, I'm from the south side of Chicago. You got me all type, but I would say some shit. But then again, I'm raising two boys. And I wrote about it in my book. I said, you never let any woman make you be less than a man. Now, the part of me, the nigga in me, but the real nigga in me wanted to get on some real shit and say how I really feel. But then in that moment, 15 years later, how do you explain that to your sons? Because you just showed them that you couldn't comport yourself and control your emotions, and so what you have to do to buttress your point, Gizzle, you got to go to a higher power, and you got to say, you know what? Out of respect for God, you still the mother of my children. Regardless of how you acted, I'm gonna give you respect. I'm gonna respect that you the mother of my children. I'm gonna give you that, and I'm gonna let you make it, and I'm gonna take the high road. It don't mean you ain't want to. And I tell my boys all the time, best believe she deserved to get cussed out, and I wanted to cuss her out. And I don't know if I see it or not. It might not go down because they're grown. I can't promise that. But the point I'm saying is this: in that moment, you have to make a conscious effort. Do I lose my shit, or do I comport and control myself and be a man of integrity, class, and honor? Be a man of God, to Jizzle's point, which is just labeled a gentleman, because that's really all it is. A man of God is a gentleman. That's really it is. So Jizzle, I love that. Very good point. But hell yeah, she had she had one, but it's all good. All right, let's get to the chat. I think the chat been chatting it up. All right, so Ken says Jay Williams, men too, young men can be too sensitive for criticism. Would rather find groups that agree with their wild way of thinking online. Yes, that's because they don't have fathers, Kent. See, when you have a father, you check his ass, and he learned boundaries, and he learned no, and he learned harsh talkings too. That's what fathers do. So when they get harsh, I had some pretty harsh talking to with my son. As in, get your monkey ass over there and sit down. So anyway,
why black people always call the children monkey ass? Like, where we get that from?
We call our kids monkey ass, clown. Go sit your clown ass.
I don't get it.
I don't know. But now let somebody else call your kid a monkey, and it's a fight. And it's a fight.
The threat is, I'm gonna slap the black off you. I'm gonna slap you into next week. I'm gonna slap
black people, boy. Hey, what's wrong with us, Gizzle? That might be a new show.
I'm pretty sure white people don't say, I'm gonna slap the white off you. Like,
gonna slap the Caucasian off of you. No, I don't think they do that. All right, Denzel got love, of course. I think Denzel's universal one. Morris Chestnut, I like that.
Yeah, I think Morris Chestnut probably is a gentleman.
Yeah, he seemed like he's a gentleman. He seemed like that. All right, Red Man, believe it or not.
I just saw that interview with him. I definitely agree with that. I saw the interview. He was gushing over his children and raising them, being able to go pick them up from school and just,
yeah, I think Redman for sure. That ain't throwing me now. I mean, he's just a rapper, but he I believe he's a gentleman. David Mann, yeah, Tamla Mann's husband. Okay, got you.
Russell! How I forget Russell?
Russell's a gentleman.
Russell is
a gentleman. I ain't gonna. Russell's a gentleman. He's a gentleman. All right. I was always told that a man raised a young man. Don't interrupt what they're doing in any way. I would love and nurture my boys, but the men in their lives guide them into manhood. But that's because, Joanna, you're mature. You're looking at the bigger picture. You're not being a impetulant childlike woman trying to interfere because your shit didn't go your way and you trying to get you some get back as if, that's going to change anything. That's a mature woman response. Unfortunately, that situation wasn't mature, but I was. So kudos to me for being a gentleman, to Gizzle's point. All right, let's go with that. Kent says all facts to something that was said. Whatever it was, I agree, goddamn it. Kent says all facts. I agree, goddamn it. Whatever Kent said, I'll stand next to it. All right, slap you in the next week is a classic. Yeah, why do black people always put the next week on it? Now keep playing. I smack fire out your ass. There's no fire coming out of me. Now keep on. I'm gonna knock fire out your ass. Where's the fire? Anyway, y'all, we are interested race of people. All right, Chad Boseman, God rest the dead. Chadwick Boseman, God rest the dead. All right, good stuff. I got one. Let's see here. Can the traits of a gentleman be taught or are they inherent? They have to be taught. I believe they have to be taught. You can have some inherent personalities, but maybe you're just more modest. But I believe you have to be taught, because if that be the case, there would be more natural gentlemen. And as me and Gizzle was saying, being a gentleman is mimic behavior. As everybody in the chat saying, that's observational. I have seen my father treat this person this way. I've seen my granddad, uncle, my brother, some man. So I don't believe it's inherent. I believe it has to be taught, and you have to, you have to want to be that. You can even be shown that, but you have to still want to be that. Mm-hmm. So, because there's some people that go aberrant. Like, this nigga that went rogue. Like, nigga, you weren't raised like that, nigga. You done went rogue. So, Gizzle, what's your spin on that?
What was the question? Do it have to be taught? Yeah, it got to be taught.
Yeah.
I think just like being a woman has to be taught. And sometimes, I think it's crazy because sometimes you're taught by not being taught. And sometimes you're taught by literally being taught. Like, and I think that there are plenty of men who didn't have fathers in their life who are good fathers.
Great. Right? I wasn't raised with my dad. Go ahead.
So you get what I'm saying? And so sometimes as a person, remove gender from it, as a person, you have to make a decision. What I saw wasn't right. I don't want to be that way. I'm going to be the opposite of that. Okay? When I was growing up as a man, I was beat for having tears or crying. I'm not going to be that way to my kids. I'm going to let them have a safe emotional space around me to express themselves, right? So same thing as a woman. All the women in my life got pregnant at 15, 16, 17 years old. I'm not going to move the same way. I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen to me. So it's like you can be taught by actually being taught, and you can be taught by looking at what's wrong around you and be like, nah, this ain't it. I'm going to move differently. So I think a lot of times, and so, even earlier when I was talking about like why women behave the way about not needing a man, I think we make these choices about who we become. And I think at some point we have to stop pointing fingers at everybody else, and we have to start taking accountability in ourselves and saying, how I'm moving is incorrect. I need to start making concerted efforts to change how I behave so that I can get something different. Because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So,
preach. I love it. All right. Let's see. Anybody in the chat had anything to add to that? Let's see. All right. Let's see. It definitely has to be taught. Yeah, definitely. It's not in here. You ain't born with that shit. You got to be taught. All right, let me think. Let's see with this one. I got a question. This is a good one. I'm trying to pick between these two I wrote down. Okay.
Let me stop.
Yeah, you know what, Gizzle? It is no law. I can't ask both of them. You're all right. All right, good stuff. How can men navigate the fine line between being a gentleman and being overly assertive or dominant? let me bring some clarity to that. I am definitely a gentleman, but I am definitely a dominant man. I am aggressive, but obviously I wouldn't be able to do what I do and do the things I do if I wasn't aggressive and have a dominant person. But dominant does not mean disrespectful. Dominant does not mean you don't have humility. Yeah, you have to, as a man, you in order to achieve things, there has to be a certain level of dominance to accomplish what you want. Dominance and destruction are two different things. I think people use dominance and say and allow that to be a reason to destroy something. I don't believe in that. You can still be aggressive and assertive and be polite. You going up. It's not what you do, it's the energy in which you present. You going up approaching Tami is fine. But you going up on some old, yeah, so you ready to go smash? Now, my nigga, that's rude. But you have to have some assertiveness to go holler at Tami. Mm-hmm. You got to be on your shit and be a man that she feels is dominant enough to protect and lead her or in the ladies of the chat. So you have to be dominant and assertive, but it does not mean being destructive. So the fine line is this. Just don't be fucking effing rude. As simple as that. You can be dominant and assertive, but don't be destructive. Gizzle, your take on that, if you have any.
I don't have too much. I would say that assertiveness is one of the things on my list. I think that I don't like men with OD aggressiveness. Like, I don't like aggressive men. Assertive is the word. The aggression. When I think of aggression, and this is just because I'm a word person, when I think of aggression, I think of uncharted anger that they have, channeled in, and so it's a difference between being aggressive and being assertive. Assertive means you know what you want, you're going after what you want. Aggressive means you're gonna take it by any means necessary. I don't like aggressive. Okay, so be assertive, understand what you want, and try to get it, but get it in the proper way. Don't try to take it, because when you try to take it, now you're being overly assertive, and that's a problem. That's a problem.
Come on now, preach. All right, good stuff. So we got this. Juwan says, let's see. DeVille Ellis, an example of teaching and guiding the children in the right way, as well as loving his wife out loud.
I have no clue who that is, but all right.
You know who that is, but shout out to DeVille Ellis, guy. Yes, definitely have to be taught. There are certain characteristics and traits that you should aim to embody in order to become the decent, debonair gentleman. Why do I feel Big T just sipping him some good country moonshine while he's saying that? Yay. See what you sipping on, homie?
I had some moonshine a couple weeks back.
Okay. You somebody brought you some moonshine?
No, we was at my auntie's 60th birthday and they had some country moonshine from Albany, Georgia. Come up.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Just drinking moonshine. All right. Tony G says it had to be taught really. Then you have to want and desire to be and have to seek the knowledge from different good men and create your own. I love it. DeVille Ellis is on Tyler Perry's sister show.
Okay. I know him and his wife, and they got the boys. They got oh yeah, I like him. Mm-hmm. I know him.
All right, good stuff. Let's go with this. How important is empathy in the behavior of a gentleman? We're going back. It is extremely important to empathize with people. It goes back to being considerate, compassionate. You can be assertive, you can be dominant, but you still need to be empathetic for others. And I think that goes back to what Gizzle you were saying about gentlemen really just a man of God. And if you are a man of God, then you are empathetic. That comes with the assignment, so to say. That's what you sign up for when you're a follower. So I think empathy is extremely important behavior in gentlemen. But I also want to pivot a minute and talk about being true to your identity. And where I'm going with this is I remember and tell a story, myself and baby bruh, when we were younger, women used to, I remember women used to tell him, are you going to be a great husband? We're like 19, 20-year-old men running around. And women would be like, you want to make a great husband one day. And these girls would be like, literally, like, we telling him at 19, 20, he's going to make a great husband, but they didn't want to date him then. And so at that time, that was the thug era, the bad boy era, and all of this other shit was going on. And they considered him the nice guy. He stayed true to himself. He didn't conform. He stayed true to me. He said, well, I just won't get those dates then. And he stayed true to himself. And it's so funny now because the same women that said, hey, you know what? You're a gentleman, you're a nice guy, I'm good on that. It's funny how when they get to a certain age, Gizzle, now they're circling the block back asking, are you available? So I want to ask the women, and I'm open up with you, Gizzle, if you can explain why sometimes women say, oh, okay, well, I don't want that right now. But it always ends up when it's all said and done. That's who they want is the gentleman in the end. But you could have had the gentleman. His ass was there when you was 18, 19, 20. But you wanted, oh, goddamn it, ain't shit Albert. What's your spin on that, Jizzle?
I can't speak to that. That's not my testimony. That's not my story. So I can't speak to that. I never understood the idea of wanting the bad boy over the nice guy. I do think that we live in a time of nice guys the guys thinking they're nice guys, but they're not actually being nice guys, and they're thinking, "Oh, you wouldn't mess with me then. You were never really a nice guy. You were nice because you wanted to be nice to get to me, but you weren't really a genuine nice person because in your niceness, you was doing it with some type of intent or some type of desire in the back of your head. You weren't just genuinely nice." So I can't speak to that because I told you about the type of dudes I dated. My ex drove 3 hours. And we have been broken up for years. 3 hours to come see me. My other
you had some good dudes.
So I mean, and this is when I was a kid. I was 16, I was 17, I was 18, I was 19 years old. This is when I was a kid. So that's the type of energy I'm used to. And so that's why these new age guys confuse me so much because there was never a question about when I was younger, them dudes liking me. I never had to question what his intention was. I knew that he wanted to love on me. And I knew the crazy part, I knew they respected me. They respected the fact that I was a little Christian girl who went to church on Saturdays. Okay. They respected the fact that, you know, I had boundaries and I wasn't sleeping with them. They respect the fact that they respected it. I mean, and now everything's a problem. And it's like, you're 35. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with me is that from an early age, I had a daddy in my life, and my daddy told me I was beautiful. And I had brothers in my life, and my brothers told me I was beautiful. And I had men in my life, and men in my life told me I was beautiful, and I was special, and I was lovely, and I was kind, and all these things. I know what I bring to the table. So all these reverse psychology tactics that do try to use to get in your head to make you desire, it don't work for me. And I know I deserve, and I want more. And so I'm just not willing to settle just because you're here, just because you're present. Okay, just because you're available, Andy. I'm not willing to settle for that because I've been loved deeper than that. And I desire love that's deeper than a surface level affection or attraction to somebody. So, right, yes, Jizzle. That was a shot back. Bang, bang.
Yep. I know. That was a shot. That was a shot. That was a direct. We're going to get into the Andy in a minute. I ain't forgot about you and Andy. Let's see here. What up? Wait a minute. I missed my homie. He said he's sipping on some damn pecan whiskey right now, Gizzle. Pecan whiskey. Who messing with Big T and the pecan whiskey? He probably got 2 ice cubes in his shit. Just 2, not 3. Give Big T just 2 ice cubes. Just 2. All right. Joanna says a lack of maturity and wisdom. With wisdom comes the changing ways. Also, a lot of men play the nice guy role, get you caught up, and then leave you hanging. The imposter syndrome. I got you. All right. So I got a question, ladies. Let's talk about available Andy. And this is not a shot at Gizzle. This is not. I promise you. Y'all know I love me some Gizzle. I would not shoot at her. But I would now behind closed doors, I give her a hard time. But available Andy. Ladies, let's talk about these guys. And this is a brief segment. We won't stay here long because we're about to get to respect or rejected because I got some very controversial names I'm going to mention because last week's show was real fun. Available Andy. These are guys who don't really fit in your physical criteria. They don't really fit in maybe your financial criteria. These guys aren't the guys in the lineup. They're not 6'3", broad shoulders. They're not your prototypical guy that you look for. But he's a good man. He's available. He's available Andy. Why do some women pass up over available Andy? He's offering trips. He's willing to come wash your car. He's willing to do everything he can. Ladies, before so many of y'all say, I can't find a man, these men ain't this, are you giving available Andy a shot? Because handsome Harry, he booked up. He on his bullshit right now. But available Andy, Are you giving him a shot? I'm gonna start with Gizzle first because I know she's gonna give me a mouthful, and then I'm gonna get to the chat.
So here's the problem with available Andy.
Uh-oh.
His only attractive portion is that he's available. That's the only thing. He's there. He's just the one that's there. He's just there. You're not attracted to him because you're attracted to him. You're attracted to him from what he got. He's just there. That is not that's not sustainable long term. And I think over the years, you know this, I started dating for real as an adult at 29 years old. And I'm 35 now. So it's been like 6 years of dating. And it's been trial and error. It's been me making wrong choices and me, pivoting from wrong choices. But I think that what happens is that you always have people that are available. There are always going to be people that are available. But in those people that are available, what are those people that are available bringing to the table? What's their character? What's their heart? Is this something that you want to attach yourself to? And the truth of the matter is, I'm a straight shooter. If something ain't right, it's not gonna work for me. It's just not gonna work for me. And it's some non-negotiables for me. So for me, if I feel like I work harder than the man, than available Andy, that available Andy can't have a chance. I work harder than you. If I feel like available Andy don't have a relationship with God, don't know God, don't have knowledge, I can't. We can't have churchy. Like I can't even have a churchy comment. I might make a Samson and Delilah reference.
He don't know.
He don't get it. He don't get it. We ain't gonna mess with him. If I feel like available Andy is violent, has a violent streak, because these are real people that I'm talking about when I'm mentioning all these available Andy, because I have available Andys in my life. If I feel like they're violent, like if I allowed them in and then I decided they were not supposed to be in anymore, they might harm me. Okay? That's no point of being available. If I'm not attracted to available Andy, okay, if there's no attraction there, that ain't gonna work. If we not on the same, not even, I don't want to say on the same, if this person doesn't have a job, he available. He got all the time in the world. He ain't working. There's just certain things. And so, or if this person is not in your age bracket, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. This man 55 years old trying to holler at you. You 35. Okay? No, because the money ain't worth it. The money ain't worth the sacrifice that come along with it. This person might have a sexually transmitted disease that you know of.
Okay.
So when we're talking about available Andies, I think I can't speak for all women because I'm not all women. I'm just Tami G, right? But available Andies aren't always so available. Okay, there are character flaws in available Andies. Because if available Andies didn't have character flaws, available Andies probably would have been snatched up by now. There's a reason why available Andies are still available.
So Gizzle, you don't think he's not because he's 5'5"? He's got everything. He's just shorter.
That's not a deterrent for me. I've dated people that are shorter than me.
Gizzle, you won't give him if he's next to 6'3", you won't even see 5'5", Gizzle. You know that.
But what I'm telling you is I've dated people that don't meet my physical requirements. I like dark skinned tall dudes. I've dated short, light skinned dudes. Okay. I like dudes that are I date a big dude. There are rules behind my big dudes. If I date a big dude, he need to be big and tall. Like I don't like big and short and stocky dude. That's nasty. So I'm not saying to be funny. I'm just saying and so I don't always date within my physical preference. So when we're talking about available Andies, it's not even just always physical. Sometimes y'all don't mentally connect. Y'all can't have deep conversations. For me, I'm a sapiosexual. That's not gonna work for me. If I can't have no deep conversation with you, if our conversations are very surface level, we don't ever get deep. We can't go there with each other on a mental level. Are available Andies really available? And I think the answer is for a lot of people, no, they're not. They're just there. They're not available. They're just present. They're present Andies. They're present Peters. Okay. They're just present. They're ever there. They're ever around. And a lot of them are just waiting for you to be like, well, I'm lonely. I'm gonna just go over here and no. And it's just like not worth it. It's not worth it. And I think at the
Question.
end of the day, every time I've made an allotment for one of these available Andes, I have regretted it. It's never been like, that was the right decision to make.
Gizzle, the gentleman who sponsored your teacher's campaign, would he be considered available, Andy? Because he really showed great interest in you. You don't what? I know you gave us the rundown, but would that be a good available Andy? He really likes you, Gizzle, a lot.
Yes.
But you don't like him.
I don't want to.
All right.
Fair
enough, Gizzle. Fair enough. All right.
We can talk about those reasons offline, but they're
let's do that.
Reasons.
Okay. Okay. I got you. Okay. All right. Fair enough. And
I think that y'all people, I vetted these niggas. I have vetted them. Okay. I know their inner workings. Yeah.
All right. Wait, what Joanna got going on? Hold on, Joanna. What are you talking about? I gave an available Andy a chance and he couldn't handle it. Then Big T asked her what he couldn't handle, and Joanna said he couldn't handle the cat. He loved God, was sweet, a provider, and helpful, but was a mama's boy and could not handle himself in the bedroom.
That's unfortunate.
Joanna, couldn't you just work with him?
That's unfortunate.
You couldn't give him work with him? You just
shout out to that man. She tried. Go, Joanna.
Gizzle, what would you would have discarded him to? Never mind.
So
Gizzle.
this is my thing.
Never mind. Y'all don't.
I don't know if I would have discarded him. I've dealt with people that it wasn't there on that level, and I feel like if they have a teachable spirit, we can work on it. Now, if they feel like they put it down every time and they don't have no teachable spirit, then they got to go.
Like, bro, you gotta go.
You gotta have a teachable spirit. So
that's fair. Okay, Joanna. So you seem like a reasonable, fair woman, Joanna. So I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt that you tried to work with Andy's ass in Detroit, and he just wasn't listening. I'm gonna take your side. I don't know Andy. F him. I know you. All right. Ken says available Andy is mediocre at everything. Most people have a few things that they are great at and can add value. Okay. Gizzle, you agree with Kent?
I don't want to say they're mediocre at everything, but I definitely think that. So it's like I talked about this in therapy with my therapist one day, but I was talking about how I was so tired of dating and not getting what I needed that I was going to try to piece together a man. I was going to date this one for this one, this one for this, and this one for this. And it was like, this was years ago. This is not anytime recently, but this is like 2020, 2021. And basically it was like, yeah, this person is a great listener. They are attentive to me, but they're broke and they don't have a job. It'll be like, oh, this one is a great provider, but he's a misogynist and he bad in bed. Or it'll be like, this one is maybe great in bed, but he's a pimp and he doesn't value women. Like you're putting, and it's like, bro, yeah, I don't want to say they're mediocre. They might be great at one thing, but they're only great at that one thing, and that one thing is not enough for you to give yourself up for it.
Melissa says, I've never come across any available Andys. It ain't no available Andys in California? Y'all just got a bunch of goddamn gorilla Garys out there. They just be on some gorilla shit. Just gorillas, goddamn. Ain't no Andys. All right. Tony G said, I had women who weren't interested when I was younger because interested after I went into the military and retired. Got that check. Got that.
Too. I have a lot of friends. They're not friends. A lot of people that I went to high school with and who I went to college with who were not interested in me either those time. And now they all in my DMs talking about how fine I am. And I just be looking at them like, baby, you did not want me back then. Like,
Mike Jones, yeah, now I'm hot. Y'all up on me. All right, Joanna says, no. I gave him points and did not help. Oh, well, then you did. Okay.
You tried, girl. Because, baby, you got to have a teachable spirit. You got to learn. You got to.
So, Andy didn't have it. So Big T says, so basically available Andy can't provide shit is what y'all say. T, what the fuck with the goddamn energy, T?
It's crazy because like an available Andy can be like an emotional support, but you might not be romantically attracted to them. Or it could be available Andy you could be very physically attracted to them, but they don't provide anything on a mental level. Like, it's so crazy, but it's just, I don't think it's worth the sacrifice.
I love T, man. T said, goddamn. Go ahead.
Think about it, though, Mac. You giving your time to Available Andy when you might miss out on the person that's actually right for you because you over here wasting time with available ass Andy. Like, no.
But then you wait for the guy that you want in your mind. He never shows up.
It's not about want. It's not about the guy that you want. I'm literally talking about available Andy is not your person. The whole point of this conversation is that available Andy is not your person. Available Andy is somebody you're settling for because that's the person that is present at that time. And so you can waste time dealing with available ass Andy, right? Available because he present, and then miss out on the person you're supposed to be with because available Andy taking up space that he's not supposed to occupy. No, hell no.
Andy, if you're listening, Gizzle's not budging on this. I tried Andy. She's not budging. I'm gonna get off of it. This woman ain't budging. All right, well, I try Andy for real. She's gonna be dogmatic about this and stubborn. Okay. Physical attraction. Women may prioritize short-term physical attraction over long-term emotional support. Bad boys can be wild, dangerous, mysterious, unavailable, which can be intriguing and inviting. Okay. Melissa out there in Cali living it up. All right, Ken says, laughing my ass off, right? Can't be in there coaching him up like Mike Tomlin. No, you can't. I guess you can't be in coaching Andy. Andy don't know the left stroke, the right stroke. Andy just all out of the goddamn position. All right. Piff. If it weren't mid at everything, they would be tied up with somebody. Just my humble opinion. There's outliers to everything, but for the most part, they are mid at it all. I mean, damn, Andy. Damn, Andy. I tried, man. Me and Big T, we was trying to get the Andy some love, but all right, y'all. I'm done with Andy. Y'all fried me on Andy. I'm done with that. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm done. I tried. I'm not gonna keep that fight up. That's it. I'm sorry, guys. I tried. Get great at something because I'm like Big T. Y'all can't do shit right. Anyway, it's time for everybody's favorite segment. This is the moment that Gizzle can't dance and move. All right, respect it or reject it, baby. It's time. Get y'all shit. Get the chat. Light it up. Respect it or reject it. Stimulus checks. Respect the hell out of that. I want a stimulus check. I'll take another one. Gizzle.
I reject it. I'm serious. If you understand the economy, the reason why they're stimulating the economy is because the value of money has gone down. That's why everything's so high. This week, I bought a microwave for my classroom. Do you remember when microwaves were like $20, $25?
How much are they now?
$55 was the cheapest I could find a microwave online, Mac. $55 for the face you making. I was like, and it's not no big microwave. It's one of the little small microwaves that you kid on the stuff. Like, I said, this is crazy. Because the value of money's gone down. And so these stimulus checks, you're like, oh yeah, I want my little money. No, that little money is telling you that the value of your money has gone down. My alarm went off. But yeah, so it's telling you that the value of your money has gone down. And so I remember when we were getting those stimulus checks, I was taking them, but I wasn't spending the money. I was scared to spend the money. I was like, they gonna ask for this back, man. It's gonna come back.
That's not a PPP loan, Gizzle. That's not PPP loan.
No. What I'm saying is, on a holistic level, it's gonna come back and bite us in the ass. And guess what? Inflation has come back and bit us in the ass. So yes, we got $1,200, but how much groceries cost now in comparison to 4 years ago?
All right, Gizzle rejects it. I respect it because you can take that and do so much with it. All right, let's see here.
Hey, but so much you can do with $1,200. That ain't even rent. That ain't even mortgage for some people. Okay, ain't saying, but so much you can do with $1,200.
I mean, on the street, you never mind. All right, reject it. It's messed up the economy. All right, you were Gizzle on that. Big T, he respected. What Kent? Kent said he respects stimulus check run up inflation, but I use mine to buy stocks. Kent, yeah.
Hey, Kent, let me tell you. Last week you told me to buy that stock. I bought that stock. Man, boy. Good luck. Good luck.
Hey, y'all, we have a community financial advisor, Kent. Hey, if you want stock tips, holler at my man Kent right there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what his, he might give you the Cigar Chats and Mac friends and family discount. But Ken is a really, really knowledgeable dude. Whatever he say invest in, just go but invest in that shit. Like whatever he tells you. All right. What did Tami G say? Respected mine and made money from money with vibes quickly, the value of money is going to go down anyway. I did the same thing. Invest in the stock, absolutely. And Kent is laughing at something I said because I'll be a damn fool up here. What stock? Okay, what stock was that? Y'all want that? Y'all want Kent stock tips? All right, Kent. If you and whatever one you gave Gizzle, put it in the chat, please. So because Joanna about to go buy that shit herself.
I want to say it was NVDA, but I'm
it
also
was because he said Apple and Microsoft, and that was the one I didn't know. All right, so it seems like it's kind of everybody. We're kind of almost split on the respected rejected, kind of halfway. All right, respected rejected. Blacks receiving reparations from slavery.
Respected.
Woo!
Respected. Woo! Let me tell you why. I respect it because every other oppressed people in this country has received reparations except for Black people. Native Americans have, Asians have, all the other disenfranchised people that are living in this country have received reparations. We are the only people that have not. That is, to me, unfair because this country was literally built on the Black backs of our ancestors. There is no, maybe all Black people should go to college for free. There's nothing, like there's literally nothing that accommodates us for the pain and suffering and even the internalized racism that we still, and the effects of racism, the PTSD from racism that we live in today. I think it's only fair, but they're not gonna do it because that would put us on a more equal playing ground. So they're not gonna do it. But yeah, I respect it 100%.
Definitely respect the reparations. I just hate to see. I know niggas are gonna go buy a bunch of Cadillac Escalades and a bunch of other shit, but if so be it, I respect it. We still need reparations, but I would like to see it with some caveats. Give the money, but listen, you nigga just be.
It doesn't even have to be money though, Mac. It could literally be home. It could be property. It could be
property, you know what I'm education, saying? Free education. I would like that. Just giving the niggas. Okay.
A whole bunch of money. It could be literally you get this much acres, or just like it was supposed to be 40 acres and a mule, right? That's the original thing. So what's the equivalent to 40 acres and a mule? Maybe 40 acres and a mule will be a vehicle and a home, right? Come on.
I agree. Ain't no pushback on that. I think everybody respects that. Joanna respects that. I don't think you're gonna find too many people Black is gonna reject any reparation. I think that's gonna be unanimous landslide. Big T, respect that. Hey, make sure y'all write that down. I think Kent, and if you can't, come back, rewind it, watch the show again. It'll be there waiting for you. He said, buy the dips. But goddamn it, go buy the dips, baby. All right. Respected or rejected. Good stuff. And Maria says she respects it as well. I don't think nobody's Black's going to turn that down. And you are right, just everybody's received reparations but us. All right. Respected or rejected. Culture vultures. I reject the hell out of these culture vultures. Reject them. And I'm talking about people who, I always say there's two different types of people who I feel. You have I feel like the M&Ms of the world. I don't consider him a culture vulture. He knows he's a visitor in the culture. He seems like he's aware, and he has helped a lot of his Black friends. I'm okay with that. But I'm talking about these people who come in, exploit the culture. You know what I mean? Don't really, huh?
I said Post Malone.
Post Malone, or you can go Vlad. I'm
Iggy
sorry.
Azalea.
Iggy Azalea. I don't see. You can go DJ Vlad. And it seems like you come in, exploit the culture, monetize off the culture, and I really don't understand how you're really giving back to the culture. Just me personally, but hey, I reject culture vultures. Reject. I think. All right, let's get to the chat. Reject that. Oh no, my Maria, respect. I'm sorry, baby. I know you don't reject that, Maria. I know. Joanna rejects it. Of course, Kent rejects it. All right, good stuff. All right, Gizzle. Respect or reject it. Wait a minute, did somebody else say something? I want to make sure I get it right. All right, Big T says rejected. Miley Cyrus is 1-2. Hell yeah, good one. Yeah, good one. Yeah, M is respectful. He just cries too much. Post Malone is a great example. Yeah. Eminem is respectful. He is always whining. He needs some more damn therapy, but at least he stays in his place. All right, respect or reject it. Affirmative action.
I respect it, and I think that people don't understand that affirmative action really helped white women more than it did any Black person, more than it did any, like, people don't. it's so crazy how they love to say that Black people are welfare queens and everything, but when you look at the statistics, white people get way more of that than we do. Like way more food stamps, way more public assistance because it's more of them in the country, right? Literally, logically. And so I respect affirmative action. I hate that they took it out because what it does is it forces people that would not normally look at us to look at us and respect us because they always tell us that we always have to be twice as good as our counterparts to get that same even position. I don't even want to say respect because I don't even think it's respectful. Look at what they're doing to Kamala Harris right now. They're calling her a DEI hire. Okay. That's crazy to me. Like she didn't go to law school. Like she don't have the credentials behind her name. It's asinine and it's baffling. And I think that affirmative action was put in place so that those people who have that talented tint that W.E.B. Du Bois talked about that have those great qualities are not overlooked because they are Black. To the point where I'm in the process and I'm trying to purchase my first home. I think we spoke about this a little bit. And I don't put my race on my loan application. And it's not because I'm ashamed of my race. I just don't need anybody looking at me and saying, man. And I know, we have lack of discriminatory loan practices in our country, but you'd be surprised still. And I have a very white name, Tamara Ghosted. Like you can't tell what I am by listening to my name, right? So I intentionally, and I feel like it's weird that we still have to move in that energy in 2024, but we do. And that's sad. And so I'm really a proponent of affirmative action because I think it helps us get opportunities that we would otherwise be overlooked for if that policy was not in place.
I agree. To piggyback off that, affirmative action is important because again, at least gives us an opportunity that we wouldn't even get. Because if we can just get one in the door to show that we're capable, that we're competent, then that opens up like, oh shit, well maybe we should hire another one. Yeah, you really should. For example, in football, they have the Rooney Rule, and I know Big T and the guys in there, and Kent, you all know about the Rooney Rule. And Gizzle, if you're not lettered on this, it's where when NFL coaches, when teams have to go through the hiring carousel and they have to hire their new coaches, NFL teams like the Atlanta Falcons, whoever, it is a must. They have to interview a minority candidate. Mm-hmm. And majority of the time it's going to be a Black one or Latino. And it's sad, but because it's such a huge disparity with Black and white coaches, when the damn NFL is damn near 97, 98% Black. So shout out to the Rooney Rule and definitely huge proponent of affirmative action. I hated they took that away. Good stuff. I want to make sure I get to the chat on that. Welcome in, AJ. Who knows what you've been doing with your damn life? But we happy to have you, AJ, as always. You came in on the best part. Well, the whole damn thing is the best part, but this is everybody's favorite part is respected or rejected. All right. Respected or rejected. Black award shows, BET award shows. I at this point, I'm gonna reject them motherfucker now. I thought what? I know, but it didn't got just goddamn. What are we doing? I'm gonna reject the BET award show at this point.
I'm gonna respect it, and this is why. I think that we should go places where we are celebrated and not tolerated. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
I think it's just a goddamn. It became a shit show now. Rejected. It's just a shit show now. It used to. It really was. Like the Soul Train Awards is okay, and the NAACP Image Awards is okay. That's got some. Yeah, it's not the same. Okay, Coco said the same. Maria rejected. Respected, but it's over sexualized. Okay. So Joanna and Gizzle are just twin spirits, huh? Oh, that's just how y'all just kindred spirits. Okay. Rejected. BET got overboard too much. Yeah, I tell BET it's been real. Okay. What Melissa said? Rod Parsley used the Black man. Yeah, Melissa, I guess she going in and out. But yeah, baby, you all right. You all right. Ken says they just using names for ad space. They are. Tony G rejected quick. Sucks the music and clothing. Tony, I knew you weren't gonna like it. Tony.
I will say the fashion this year at the BET Awards was horrid, but listen.
But no, you want to respect the damn thing. I don't.
The reason why I'm respecting it, I'm not respecting it because it's good. I'm respecting it because we need to go be in spaces where we are celebrated and not tolerated. We go to all these award shows, the Grammys, the all these things, and we're begging them, please see us, master, please respect, please give us a Grammy, please give us an Oscar, please, please. And then you get upset every time when the people that deserve it, that are people of color, whether they be Asian, Black, Hispanic, whatever, we get upset when they don't get it and they really deserve it. Why continue to put yourself through that heartache and through that duress every time? To me, that's not fair. I'd much rather go to a place where my art is going to be respected automatically, and I'm not in a space where I'm being tolerated in this space and not respected. And yeah. So
I agree with that, but I disagree with the fact that if you're gonna be go where you're tolerated, but if you're gonna go there, be respectful so you can be respected. Don't just go there and look like and have a clown shit show. If you're gonna go somewhere where we are tolerated, let's represent ourselves in the best light.
I think the people that are in those spaces do. I think the last situation we had was Will Smith, and that was a situation that stems back years and years and years of clearly a beef that's been going on for quite some time. And I don't think that was the right space to handle it, but I think that Will Smith is obviously recovered. Chris Rock is obviously recovered, and he still made a blockbuster hit this summer. Okay, you seen Bad Boys? I heard it was good.
It is good
because I'm not an action movie person, but yeah.
Okay, Tony G, but we have a space, but allow them to still control it. This is true because BET is still owned by Viacom. Viacom is
hey man, but I get it. And I think this goes back. I think you had this conversation a couple weeks back. This goes back to policing our own culture. This goes back. You said culture vultures. We have to be in that space where we're able to police our own culture. Tyler Perry, which we've been talking about for the last couple weeks, but hey, Tyler Perry, whatever. He got on the interview because people are talking about the movie that he just came out, Divorcing the Black, and how bad it is, and how all these different things. And he was like, you uppity Negroes. And it's just like, bro, did you just call us uppity Negroes? You uppity Negroes. I don't make content for you uppity Negroes. I'm doing what God told me. God told you to show the same trauma story over and over again.
That's what God told you?
To exploit your people. I
that's what God told you, Tyler Perry?
I reject that. I tell you, I reject that. So
Gizzle,
we
I'll
have
get
to
started on him.
Policing our own culture. We have to start policing our own we have to start doing that. And so listen, I am but a small cog in these thoughts, but I think that we have to start creating these spaces where we are policing our own culture and people are not, stealing our stuff and calling it something new or,
Just well said, and you are right, and that's why we're building this platform at Tastic TV to give voices such as yourself, me. It's 100% independent, Black owned, and thank y'all for supporting independent media. I know Tony is saying that, and because eventually Gizzle is going to spin off and have our own show. Because I have thoughts one day. We got big plans coming. Y'all keep rocking with us, and we're gonna get there. Independent media, Black owned, without the tomfoolery and the buffoonery bullshit. All right. Let's get to it. I love this, man. I freaking love this. Okay, what do we have? They have to push it to the next level and make it respectable again. I agree. Joanna says that interview made me not want to support him anymore. It was the God in this world, not God of all creations. Well said. Well said. Well, you know how me and Kent feel about this. Well, where these billionaires who have the money to build something, like Tone mentioned, they fighting for Grammy Awards. Yeah, exactly.
And it goes to my point. Like, come on, we got to start building our own, bro. Like, anyway.
We doing it now, y'all. Thank y'all for y'all support. The families with the money are not trying to promote the culture in good ways. I agree. All right, y'all. We all pretty much feel the same about that. Good stuff. All right, now let's get to the people. Respect it or reject it. I think this is probably going to be one of a unanimous one. Cat Williams, respect. Much respect for Cat Williams.
Is it just him? Just him personally?
Just Cat in this comedy. Just Cat Williams, the comedy.
Yeah, I respect him. Cat started off the year on
kick this motherfucker off,
and it ain't the year ain't slowed down yet. We in July and the year ain't slowed.
Love me some Cat Williams, man. Cat, hey, everybody, look, yeah. Let me see what Ken say. Ken say, I'm with you, Tami. Absolutely, man. Cat Williams respect. Cat kicked the damn 2024 off. He kicked the doors off this damn
He
year.
said, "Yeah."
Yo. And it's been and all types of people been exposed. All right. So Cat Williams is unanimous respect. Respect Cat. All right. Much respect to Cat. All right. All right. All right. What else? What else? Cat AJ says respect. All right. All right. Anything else on that? I think Cat pretty much would. I figured that. All right. This next one. Respect or rejected. Stephen A. Smith. I reject Stephen A. Smith. I'm not a fan of Stephen A. Smith.
He's been tripping lately. I don't know what Kool-Aid he's been sipping on, but he been tripping lately. I don't know who told him he speaks for the entire African American community, but he's really been sipping on Kool-Aid. I'm gonna reject him right now.
I'm gonna reject Stephen A. Smith. Like he think like we all monolithic, and he's supposed to be the proxy for us all. And
right.
Hey, I don't need you to pontificate for me or Gizzle or anybody else, Stephen A. Smith and Black. And yeah, I know, right? I'm gonna make sure I communicate with a word he pontificate. So make sure. But no, I am not I respect the work ethic, the grind he did to get to where he's at. I won't shit on that. I won't poo-poo on that. But as far as him and these peripheral commentary spaces he's in, I reject it. Speak for yourself. You can't speak for all Black people talking about we waiting on an apology from Will Smith. Who the hell are you? Anywho, disregard him. Any reject that dude? I don't think nobody. Okay, let's see what everybody says about Stephen A. Smith. Ooh, rejected. Joanna reject. But we all be locked in step on this show. AJ rejected it. Yeah, see? But he think the Black community love and reject. That dude is TMZ now. Yeah, he got a comment about everything. Like, bruh, you on YouTube with us? Get your ass out of here. All right. Everybody want to come to YouTube now. He the cowboy hater. Yeah, he the cowboy hater. Yeah, he the cowboy hater. All right, so everybody reject. Okay. Good stuff. Respect it or reject it. Barack Obama. I respect what he did. 8 years president. I respect
Barack. I don't think that he handled every situation well in his presidency.
He did.
Now, I think that when it comes to leadership is such an intricate thing. You're not going to always agree with everything a leader does. And as somebody who works in a school building, we have leaders in the building and we be looking at them like, what the hell wrong with you? Right. But I think that what he represents was groundbreaking. I definitely think that he is classy graceful, articulate, truly iconic at this point in time, somewhere that our young boys could look up to. So I respect Obama. I didn't always agree with everything that he did, but I can respect what he represents holistically and how he's moved post-presidency as well. I think he's handled post-presidency very well as, yeah.
Yeah, I respect those accomplishments. Although he got extremely too liberal for me, I thought he was too lenient in other areas and agendas. I didn't agree with a lot of stuff in that second term, but just the optics of seeing something, a Black man in the White Office that people, my great grandmother, if she been living, probably would have passed out that day. She would have never thought that would have ever happened in this country. So for what his accomplishments is, 2 terms, we'll give him 2 terms. We'll give him respect.
2 terms.
Yeah. All right, 2 terms. All right, good stuff. Respect it or reject it. Not his basketball accomplishments, but things outside of basketball. His contributions to the community. Hey, we hold people accountable over here. Michael Jordan, I reject it.
I don't know what Michael Jordan has done. You would have to enlighten
What do we always say, Gizzle? If we don't know what you do, we got to reject you by default. I reject Michael Jordan. I'm not. Nah. Basketball, great, but we're not talking about it. We're talking about your contributions as a billionaire. I'm not a huge Michael Jordan fan. Or his outside.
I don't have an opinion on this. I don't know enough about him whether to respect him or reject him.
You can't respect him, Gizzle, if you don't have. So it's got to by default. You got to reject it because you can't respect it because you ain't done enough to earn your respect. Default. So yeah. Anybody else? Anybody else?
Good movie.
Yeah.
Bugs Bunny carried the movie though.
Bugs did carry the movie. Anybody got anything on that? Anybody? Contributions rejected. Let's see here. Respect or contributions reject for the culture. Respect. Yeah. Laughing my ass off. Reject his stuff outside of basketball. Go basketball player though. Oh yeah, we won't take his basketball from him. Since I have I have to choose respect. Yeah, AJ, you tend to always try to be the one that's trying to find the caveat. Pick a side, AJ. Let's see here. Don't buy Jordans to this day. Yeah, yeah, he's a guy that won't sign autographs to kids and things of that nature. Interesting guy. Anyway, growing up in Chicago, I didn't hear a lot of good things about him. Anyway, all right. Yeah, rejected. Maria rejects him as well. All right, respected or rejected. Kim K, Kim Kardashian and the Kardashians.
Reject. Definition of a culture vulture. Reject. Reject.
I respect their hustle. I respect their hustle.
It's not. They're porn stars.
That mama's a hell of a. But that mama's.
They get clout for sleeping with black men and creating black children. Like
no.
I have a problem with it because anybody else. Look at Kylie. Kylie ain't married. She ain't married. Tiger, whatever his name is, got 2 kids with him. If that happened to a black woman, you gonna call her everything. She a hoe. She a this that. Then it was crazy is when they're done with the black man, they go back to the white man. They whole aesthetic change. It's crazy. They're literally the definition of culture vulture. Kim K would not be where she was if she did not have leaked that sex tape. If Kris Jenner did not leak that sex tape of her and Ray J. What did he do to Ray J's reputation? It kind of floored Ray J's reputation, but it made her a freaking star. Literally, you literally got famous off of porn. Is that not a definition of a porn star? It might just be one tape, but that's literally the definition of a porn star. And built a whole empire over this. All of y'all going over here, dating and marrying black men, getting impregnated by black men, and having these mixed children, making money off of these mixed children, and the drama that goes along with it. I reject it. I reject that whole situation. And I have nothing against rich people, but I just think that it's literally the definition of exploiting the culture. It's literally the definition of exploiting, and then had the unmitigated gall to have Kimora Lee Simmons, another person that is benefited from black culture, get on there. They still are men. They're with Jordan when Jordan, whatever her name was. I don't like it. I don't like none of it. I don't hate her as a person, but I don't respect what they stand for holistically. Do I think Kim K is a good mom? I think she's a good mom. I think that I love North. They have her and Kanye have beautiful children, but holistically, how the fame came about, how the money came about, I don't respect it. It's not respectable. If a black woman did the same thing, they got famous off of leaked porn, the world wouldn't be looking at her and looking at them as an icon. Like, come on, be so fucking for real. Like, we can't do the same thing, and it's not fair. Then they do something, she get cornrows. Oh, they're boxer braids, bitch. Them cornrows. We've been doing that for years. Okay, they do a makeup look. This is the eyelash, like we've been doing that for years. You get your body done. Black women been looking like that for years. I can't respect it. I'm sorry. All right.
It seems like everybody in the chat rejects it. I do respect the hustle, but if I had to, obviously I got to pick a side. Overall, holistically, I have to reject it. Overall, because you're right. If a black person tried that or did the same thing, they wouldn't be elevated to that level. But I do respect their hustle, especially that mama. She a cold piece of work. All right, she pimped her own daughters out. That's fucked up, but I respect the hustle. All right, well, good stuff. Good take, Gizzle. All right, respect it or reject it. Charlemagne the God, I reject it. I'm not the biggest Charlemagne the God fan.
I have a love-hate relationship with Charlemagne.
I don't care for Charlemagne the God.
I feel like Charlemagne be spitting facts sometimes, and then sometimes his facts just go left.
Yeah, I see more left than right, but go ahead, Gizzle. I'm not a big Charlemagne fan. I'm gonna reject Charlemagne. I mean, for me, it seems like
let me say why though, because it's not arbitrary. The Breakfast Club was my entire life when I lived in Korea. I had a whole bunch of downtime. Teaching in Korea was not the same as teaching in America. I would literally sit there and watch full episodes of the Breakfast Club, and they literally what kept me black. They kept me in the culture. So I have an affinity towards Charlemagne the God, but not in like but it's like that was a time period of my life. So I always agree with all his takes? No, but I don't think you agree with anybody's takes all the time anyway. So I don't know. I'm biased. Go ahead.
Right,
talk about why you don't like
me personally, his takes is a little bit. I mean, it's a little bit too far left sometimes. Now, I respect his accomplishments. I never poo-poo on that, and I'm proud of a black man that is being successful. But just personally, for my cup of tea, I don't get anything by listening to Charlemagne God. So I don't get anything. To me, there's not substance. I gather anything personally. So Breakfast Club really wasn't. Okay, wasn't my cup of tea. But what did the chat say? Gizzle says she respects it. It was a great time. It was a zeitgeist for that time in your life. That's a different connection. He ain't never been a zeitgeist for me any period of my life. So don't care too much about it. Reject. I used to like him. Then he became donkey of the day. He did. Yeah. He definitely became his own donkey of the day. Donkey of the day. Reject him. See? Reject the Charlemagne the God. His facts be fake. He don't stand by them, and he a hypocrite. Yeah, Gizzle, you on your own with this shit. Breakfast Club was a vibe in Houston, though. Can't lie. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna reject him, and I think the majority of people reject him, except Gizzle. Even Joanna had to reject him. And normally you and Joanna ride out together. Damn. See, Gizzle, you
bias. My bias.
That's
my bias.
Melissa, baby, we're gonna get your internet checked, baby, because you, baby, I don't know what phone carrier you got, baby, but we so far past Kim K. But thank you, we're gonna get that. She might get that Metro PCS out there, goddamn. We had to find out about that. All right, what up, Hankin? All right, y'all, we almost through the list. Respect and rejected. Charleston White. I'm gonna
stand his trifling ass.
I'm gonna respect Charleston White. I'm gonna tell you why. I respect Charleston White because he say some real shit. I know now his delivery, and sometimes he go off kilter with the histrionics, and he's a little theatrical, but he say some real shit that need to be said, and a lot of people don't like it. I'm gonna respect Charleston White. I rock with Charleston White. I rock with him. I mean, he not everything he says, but a lot of shit he says. Like, my nigga, you on point with that. It makes sense. I respect it. What y'all got? What you want? Oh, okay. So you and Joanna and hook back up. Oh, okay. All right. So y'all reject. All right. What we got? Kent says no opinion. I don't know enough. I respect that. All right. Kent's got no opinion. Who else? AJ says she rejects y'all. Okay. So y'all goes. Okay. Me and Big T respect it. He be on point sometimes. He say some real shit now. He call out men. He call out women. And he call out a lot of these so-called internet thugs and rappers. I respect him. He go at them. And then, and he's still talking. I can respect a man to do that. After he said black women should be beat, it was over. Now, I reject that now. I don't agree with that. But he said a lot of great stuff. Okay, Joanna. So okay. All right, y'all. I got another polarizing figure for y'all. Gizzle, get ready. Oh, I can't wait to see what Gizzle say about this one. I'm gonna let her answer it first. Respect it or reject it. Kevin, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels.
Reject. Kevin Samuel couldn't even live by the same standard he was trying to push on everybody else. He died in the arms of one of the low-class women that he would have said was low-class. Like, you are hypocrite, bro. But I reject all these internet relationship gurus, because who makes you a guru? Are you in a successful relationship to tell everybody else what a successful relationship should be? I'm sorry, I reject all of them. Like, you can name, like, even the other dude, the one who got caught cheating on his wife or whatever, I can't remember his name. You economizing on people's desire for knowledge and for information, and it's, to me, that holistically isn't fair. And then you be hypocritical. You don't even believe half the stuff that you say out your own mouth. Like, make it make sense. Lord, it don't make sense. Hey.
So, okay then. So Gizzle, you reject Kevin Samuels.
Yes.
I'm gonna respect what he said, and I'm gonna tell you why I respect it, because they still playing the hell out of his videos and tapes, and now you got so many people. I miss him, and he was right, and I this and the third, and I see what he was saying, and this shit. That man said some real shit. Now I agree. Was his delivery always the best? No. Was his histrionics, his theater, was that good? No. But did he say the content? I respect the content and the message that he was trying to say. I'm gonna respect it. All right, what we got? Let's see what the chat say.
You
All
by
right.
yourself.
It ain't the first time. Oh, okay. Oh, they saying hello to you, babe, bro. Anybody got any thoughts on? I'm kind of
What's up,
both ways
chat?
with
How's
Kevin
everyone?
Samuels. I agree with him on some stuff, and some stuff I disagree. Big T, you got, man, in this segment. Respect. You got to pick a side. Got to pick a side. All right. Babe, brother, did you have an opinion on that one? Respect or rejected?
I respect Kevin Samuels because, like you said, he's still out here. They still running his stuff. I just think it was controversial, and he did it to get the attention. So I respect it,
All right.
and he's been gone for. But Tammy is right. He did, contradict himself by the way his demise came about. So.
All right. Last two, y'all. Last two. Respected or rejected? Steve Harvey. I reject it. I'm gonna tell you why, Gizzle. I reject it because of the simpery that he tried to push in. Like, you wrote this book, think like a, act like a, wait a minute, what's the act like a woman, think like
Think
a
like a
man.
man.
Think like a man.
Think like a man.
That was the stupidest. And sold all these copies of these books. Had these women thinking that was a template and a blueprint. I'm not. I reject it. I just think he is simp personally with the whole thing, how he move, and then the ways he's moved, and you leave this woman and you leave that woman. Man, you the last guy should give him a relationship advice and marriage advice and any of that advice. I reject Steve Harvey and all of that. Respect his accomplishments. He's successful. I won't poo-poo that, but I reject it. Gizzle, what you got?
I respect Steve Harvey. I've been on set with him a couple times. He's hilarious. You don't have to believe or live by what he say live by. Once again, celebrities are not your standard to live by, right? But I definitely think that from just the short interactions that I've had with Steve, he had during COVID, he had like an online show, and he made a point. It was an online show, and I did an episode. He made a point to speak to everybody that was on the Zoom call to be on the online show. Like, he literally went by name and said, "Hey, how you doing, Tammy? How you doing, John? How you doing? Matt?" He went by, and it's like, some things can't be taught. Class sometimes can't be taught. Sometimes, respect can't be taught. Do I think he's right in his relationship advice? No, I'm not gonna listen to somebody that's been divorced 92 times. Like,
but he's selling it.
If you sitting there listening to him, you probably dumb too. But I definitely think that it's evident that I think that he has some favor on his life. I think it's evident that he's been blessed in many ways, especially when you know his stories of how he's gone bankrupt several times throughout the course of his career. And maybe he's made some, I don't know, maybe he sacrificed his soul to the devil, I don't know. But that ain't none of my business. But from my interactions with him on the set of his online show, on the set of Judge Steve Harvey, and on the set of Family Feud, I like his personality. I think he's a decent human. I think that he's working to become a better person as based on this, because if you've been on his sets, in between his sets, he actually talks to the audience. I think he's a decent person. If you taking relationship advice from him, that's dumb in the first place. So I'm gonna respect it.
All right, Jill. It looks like Joanna, you and Joanna different on this one, y'all. She rejected. All right, y'all. All right. Baby, bro, you got an opinion?
I have a different opinion because I think it's different when you see somebody, and it's different when you've been in a space with somebody. Because they're like, so for example, just caveat real quick. I've been in a space with certain Korean celebrities. I lived in Korea. I was over there. I was in a studio with certain people. I lived that life for real. So some artists that some would consider a culture vulture, I've actually interacted with them in the real place. I've had real conversations with them. I respect them because I've met them in real life. I'm not just looking at the optics of what they present to the media. It's different. It's a different kind of experience that you have with somebody. And I've been on set with people that's been rude. I'm just like, ugh. you not even that famous to be that rude, boo. Like, I need you to get it all the way together. And I've been on set with people that's just been so humble. Brandy Norwood. Oh my God. Goddess. Love her to death. Jill Scott. Beautiful spirit. Like, I've been on the spec, so I have different experiences than some people dealing with them. Michael B. Jordan, very humble. I was on the set with him when he did
But I like Michael B. Jordan. I like him from a
Creed
distance.
3.
Yeah.
He was directing the movie and he was acting in it, and just seeing him in that dichotomy is like I have different experiences. So I be having opinions that kind of differ from some people because I've had interactions with them in real places. So
My thing is this, Gizzle, is that, and I'm not obviously I can't. That's your opinion, and I respect your perspective. But when you sell something to people, and you're in a position of influence like you are, and you know people are going to buy and assume that you're going to give them the truth, it is incumbent upon you. You have a responsibility to morally tell the truth and don't just exploit and monetize. And that's all I've seen him do with those type of things. You know, you don't live that life.
I think maybe when that first came out, that's what he believed. Maybe his thought process.
Man, nigga ain't believe that shit. I don't believe.
Hey man, I don't know, man, because I think that he warned Keke Palmer before Keke Palmer got with her baby daddy. He literally said, he's like, I have people I want with you. She's like, no, I like this type of person. So I think that he does do some gatekeeping in those regards. But I also think even when it came down to his daughter dating Michael B. Jordan, he said Michael B. Jordan a good dude, but she chose those. So I just feel like holistically he's a decent person. That's my opinion. I can only have my opinion. So
hey bro, you got anything to say on that? Respected or rejected?
No, I was just gonna go with what you said. Those people you named that Tami, you said like Brandy and Michael B. Jordan, we perceive them, because you've been around Steve Harvey and things like that. So you know him personally, but
not
we
personally.
don't. Well, not personally, interacted with him. Yes, I'm sorry, correct myself. But you interacted with him, but we haven't. And so what he's displaying to us is contradicting. It's like you said, he just like, we don't believe that you put out this book about relationships and all these other things. But when you say Michael B. Jordan, all of us be like, never met him, never seen him a day in my life. And I'd be like, yeah, I think he's a good Brandy. Hey, we think she a sweetie pie. And, and you just confirmed that, so that's why I'll reject Steve Harvey for that. So, I mean, nothing against him. So,
nothing against him, but we ain't buying what he's selling. All right, Gizzle, last one, y'all, and we out. And then Babe Brooke gonna close us out. Will Smith, respected or rejected?
They could never make me hate Will. They could never make me hate him. I love Will.
Well, if it was his wife, I would reject it. But I respect Will. I can't take no. I reject his wife. Jada too much.
Yeah,
Jada too much. But I respect Will. I can't take nothing from Will.
Jezebel in the flesh.
Jezebel in the flesh. Yeah, I can't take nothing from Will.
I have opinions about that, but I ain't gonna speak too much on it. Respect Will Smith. That's what I'll do.
Respect Will Smith. Yes.
Respect Will Smith. So we unanimous on that. I think everybody respects Will. Yeah, Will Smith like a good dude, man.
And some people say I don't respect Will Smith after the slap. I respect him more after the slap. Slap more people, Will. Shoot.
Jizzle is now advocating violence. Okay, this is a different Jizzle. Okay. All right. Big T, can't do Will like that. Respect. Yeah, I respect Will.
Big Willie. They call me Big Willie. Hey, stop.
Getting jiggy.
Why are you rejecting Jada, bro? I feel like
Will got a song that come out every year that is timeless, Summertime. So that song is timeless. That song like 30 years old and it's timeless.
Timeless music, man.
Respect Will.
Respect Will. Bad Boys for Life is fire. All the Bad Boys series, much love. Jizzle, go watch Bad Boys. Tell Andy to take you to go see Bad Boys.
I don't want to go nowhere with Andy.
That was 480 and slip. I didn't need to say that. Sorry, Jizzle.
Tami, you were really passionate about those Kardashians, though.
She got livid about it.
We could never do that. Like, I don't think it's fair that people take and like they really take and exemplify what they think a black woman is, right? Pretend to be black and have all these things. And if we did the same thing, they'd be like, we ghetto, we ain't nothing but some baby mamas. All these bad things will be said about us. But when it's someone who's not black, who does not identify as African American, it's, she's a trendsetter. She's a fashion icon. I'm like, sit the hell down. Sit down. Like, I hate it. I hate all of it.
I agree.
Okay? I hate all of them. All of them got their body done. I hate that that's normal. Getting your body done is normal. Like, they've normalized body modifications. Like, anyway.
All right.
Yeah.
Gizzle has thoughts coming soon.
I don't think she's a bad person. I don't think these are bad.
Yeah.
I just think that what they stand for holistically is problematic for the culture at large. Okay.
This is just Mac. This is just a little something I just want to ask Tami. Please ask Tami. Please. Who hypnotized or mesmerized Black men more, the Kardashians or Badu?
The Kardashians.
Okay.
And the crazy part is,
no, Gizzle.
No, let me tell you why. Because the crazy part is, when the Kardashians are done with you, you end up in an insane asylum. Look at Kanye. Look at what's the one that was on drugs? The basketball player.
Lamar Odom.
Lamar Odom.
They end up worse afterwards. Didn't Tiger get a lawsuit against him with that festival or something? Like,
Tiger.
Bad things started happening.
Well, the Kardashians even put down their own brother, so you know.
That's what I'm telling you. Like,
but Badu just gonna have you.
Go ahead. Badu have you walking around in sandals and.
Okay, well, look at how Andre
I love Badu. Though. I love Badu.
Look at how Andre 3000 elevated once he was dealing with Badu. Okay.
It took Common about 15 years to shake that shit off for him to get back.
But Common in a good space now?
Yeah.
Is Common in a good space?
Yeah.
Is he really good space?
He's dating who he dating? Jennifer Hudson? He dating somebody.
Yeah, Jennifer.
Yeah.
But look how he has it. He done dated Taraji.
He's had a roster. The man has had a roster.
So okay. I thought you would have something to say about that, though, since he done had a roster.
I think that, people are very judgmental about Lori Harvey and how she's dated so many people in the industry in a short amount of time. But I think that dating is dating. Just because you're dating somebody does not mean you're sleeping with all of them. I'm not saying that Common didn't sleep with all the women but what I'm saying is, just because you're dating somebody does not mean you're sleeping with all of them. But I think you're dating to figure out what you like, what you don't like. You're dating to figure out who you are, how you navigate these relationships. So there's nothing wrong with dating. And the thing is, when people are done with you, if they don't have anything negative to say about that experience, then that was a shared experience that, you know what I'm saying? So that's my take on it. There's nothing wrong with dating a lot of different people.
No, I got no problem with that. That was just something I wanted to ask. That's all. Yeah, Badu is yes.
Y'all
are a little bit older than me, so y'all may feel that pull of Badu a little bit more than my generation of men do, and the influence thereof. But I think that ultimately she's had positive effects on the people that she's dealt with.
She has.
So, and that's the difference. Remember what we said earlier in this conversation: adding value to the people. When they leave you, them being more filled than empty. Okay.
Gotcha. So, I just wanted Tami thoughts. That's all.
They're great thoughts. We love Tami's thoughts. What you got for us, man?
Well, hey, great job tonight, Tami Mac. Great job to chat. It was a great show, The Death of a Gentleman. But I just want to speak on it from my point of view. To me, a definition of a gentleman is someone who's, all of you have alluded to, they are respectful, they have integrity, and you alluded to this too, Tami, that they are God-fearing or spiritually grounded. And I just want to tell the story of when I was in the military, that it was back in the 90s and things like that, when I was a young pup. And it was two guys up in there. And one was the party guy at that time, thugs, Wu-Tang and DMX and all those things. But this was one guy that, every time we would hang out and do things. He would always have his girl there. He was always respectful in these things. So at the parties and things, hanging out and stuff, all these girls that go to the club, all the women would be on with the loud one, the party one. They would be on him, and of course he took a couple of them down. But this other guy, he was always with his girls, always respectful. But I worked with him, and he would tell me about all those girls that used to be with the party guy, having fun with him, smoking and drinking or whatever. This girl, those girls was also, even though he had a girl, they were still trying to get with him, you know. And I just noticed him that he was always respectful and he was always cool, you know. And I can also hear these girls be like, yeah, we have fun with such and such, but we want him and things like that nature. So I perceive him to be a gentleman. And my definition of a gentleman, I'll just go back to Proverbs 22:1. And it say, a good name is more desirable than great riches, and to be esteemed is better than silver and gold.
Mm.
A gentleman has a good name. A gentleman is esteemed. And that's my definition of a gentleman. So I encourage all men, continue. They are a gentleman, never goes out of style. We need more of them.
Yep.
Tami, I'm sorry, Tami. It's coming. It's coming.
God,
Y'all, you breaks my heart. The ladies in the chats, and you know, me and Mac, we the same age, and I just be like, what? The way y'all describe dating today, I be
Great.
like,
it is horrible.
I'm like, ooh, I can't even understand it, you know. So I don't understand it. But hey, be true to yourself, and always that a gentleman never goes out of style. So that's what I got for you tonight, man.
Man, that's awesome, man. Great stuff, man. Well, listen, y'all, I just want to take a moment to thank the chat. You guys are amazing. But let's give Tami a huge round of applause. This woman has manned the panel by herself. She does a phenomenal job. Hey, again, man, the best ability, accountability. This woman shows up for me week in, week out, and she brings her A game. And I want to give her flowers, not cigars, because she don't smoke anything in front of everybody, y'all. Let's give her some love and appreciation for this woman giving us her best, her unadulterated truth, no matter what it is, man. And I promise you, soon Gizzle will have her own show on Motastic TV. It's gonna be Gizzle. Tami G has thoughts of Gizzle, aka however we name it, but she has thoughts.
Tammy gonna be a respected or rejected on a panel, and everybody gonna respect.
Tammy gonna be respected on the panel, man. But we just want to love on Tammy, man, for showing up for us. Because here's a black woman coming to support what we're trying to do. Independent media, myself and my brother, and so on behalf, I just want to give that woman her credit, man. Because again, to show up every day, show up every week, and give your A game. This woman wake up out of naps. Okay, Mac, I'm ready. Let's go, Mac. She wake up from naps, and Gizzle got on me today. Mac, where's the link? What's going on? You gave me the wrong link, Mac. So hey, y'all, she really has her thoughts, and she really brings her A game, not just for me, but for you guys as well.
I wasn't yelling at you.
And Tammy, just from behind the scenes, Tammy, you are greatly appreciated, and you know, Mac always speak highly of you, and you are special to Matastic TV, and hey, the future is bright. So put your shades on.
Woo! You got your shades, Gizzle? All right. Look at it, y'all. She's about to put the shades on. Put your
okay, there
on,
you go. Okay, stun on them. Okay.
Hey, man, but listen, Gizzle, see the crowd showing up for you. Kent. Look at everybody giving Maria, Joanna. Look at that. Look at all this love, Gizzle. You see the love? Tammy. Look at all the love. Look at the love people got for Gizzle. What Joanna say? Much love and respect, y'all. Until next week, always prepared. We love them, man. But for real, give people their flowers while they can smell them. Hey, much love as always to the world's greatest chat. Of course, my brother Marquise. We rock it till the wheels fall off, baby. Love you as well. And we are out. Until next week, y'all. Be good. We are out, y'all. Well, I think we're gonna be out soon as the damn thing go out.
Right.
I know. I want. Damn, Jizzle, you get so much love.